cracking, people? Critical Mess. It's episode 58. Sure, we talk about movies that critics and audiences don't agree on, like tonight's film, Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm Nick Honeywell. I'm here with my friends Gris Griswold, Brian MC Cullen, producer Ben. Say hello, gents.
What's up, gang?
Hey, Brian MC Cullen here, and I'm really excited to talk about my boy, Nicolas Cage, tonight. Look how wonderful this human is.
Can't believe you brought props.
It's not this movie.
Should have known it.
But it's this guy.
He's pretty great.
Show and tell.
Yeah.
All right, icebreaker. Which old school kind of cinematic movie trope or gimmick or kind of storytelling device is something that you miss and think deserves a comeback to the big screen? What do you guys got?
What I'm going to bring up is definitely title cards. So having just seen a few movies recently and like the use of how to tell a story in 3 parts, 4 parts, 8 parts, whatever it is, I just think it's so interesting to like just break a film up into these, digestible pieces. And so I just don't think it's something used very often. I think it's really interesting.
Have you seen The Sting yet?
The Sting? No, I haven't. No, it's on my list. It's on my list.
Come on, we've talked about this.
Come on,
I know. You guys have added
That's your
to
homework.
These last 2 years, you've added about 400 movies to my list to watch. I've gotten like 10 of them down.
Prioritize the Sting.
You just wait till you see The Sting title
I think it just
cards.
went off of Netflix too. So we might be
that's right. It was on. Dang it. All right.
Brian, what you got?
You know what? I couldn't think of a great answer for this, so I'm gonna tangent a little bit. But it's something that's not used in movies anymore. But it's maybe not necessarily a storytelling device, but maybe it is. The squib. I am so sick of digital squibs, and I totally understand why they exist because
this totally counts. This counts.
Great.
This counts
And
for
I could argue that it does because a squib hurts the person.
Well, it's part of telling the story.
It's the fucking explosion that happens on your body.
That might be why they got rid of it. I don't know.
Let's clarify what a squib is.
Yeah. So a squib in a movie is like a little packet of like red liquid that's kind of fused with an actual explosive, and then there's like a safety plate underneath it, so that when someone gets shot with a gun, it looks like they get shot because an actual tiny little micro explosion happens and shoots blood out everywhere, right? And so you look 40, 50 years ago in movies, and if somebody gets lit up by a gun and like there's like 10 squibs that happen, I mean, those are usually stunt people because that's hard to do, but it sells it more because you're actually reacting to these things that are like happening to you, right? So I think it results in better deaths. Yeah. I just watched, what was it? It was maybe the new Statham movie, The Working Man, or one of these.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, yeah.
Was it awesome?
Was it awesome?
It wasn't terrible, but
I thought you gave it 1.
Was it better than Beekeeper?
Maybe it was terrible.
1.5.
What did I give it? Did I give it 1.5?
Yeah.
I did not see Beekeeper.
Okay.
But anyway, there were so many squibs that they lost all effect. Like when someone would get hit, it's just
CG
like
squibs,
it didn't even have an impact.
Yeah.
So bring back the squib. I know you're not going to, but
Practically,
you know who I'm talking about.
I mean, I think
you're the guy squib guy. Get over here. Get your stuff out. Get your toolbox out.
Appreciate practical effects, and I think that's just one of those that's lost in the art of speed and efficiencies, and also hurting your actors by having these essentially explosions in their chests.
Have you seen Smile 2's behind the scenes?
No,
of their last scene. Okay, so the last scene,
Smile 2 is
crazy.
First of all, Smile 2 is a solid 5 out of 5.
Yeah. So
that's a perfect score.
Yeah.
Okay,
they did a lot of the last scene where she's on stage.
That's a crazy freaking scene,
real
dude.
They did a lot of
practical.
Yes. And so you look up the behind the scenes of that, and it is wild how much like people it took to
that is
make
so
that
ambitious. So because it takes place in the middle of like an arena.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wonder how that
That's
technology
awesome.
has actually expanded over the last so many years. Like, have they gotten smaller or?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going blooper reels after the credits.
Oh yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, films never do this anymore. But you got some great examples, like Smokey and the Bandit, right? Rush Hour. That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Liar Liar. How about that?
Classics.
Pretty much every Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah, Jackie Chan pretty much always did blooper reels. That's a great point. A lot of his kung fu, I think Rumble in the Bronx has a blooper reel at the end. How about Anchorman? Anchorman's got some bloopers. Yeah. Even the Lego movie had some bloopers, but that was a long time ago.
I can appreciate an animated film having bloopers because that takes work to build those up.
Yeah, but this seemed like it was kind of an 80s, 90s, early 2000s thing. I know you just don't see the blooper reel anymore at the end.
Were you a Home Improvement fan? Did you like the how every episode of Home Improvement had bloopers afterwards?
Yeah.
I would wait.
Fun,
I would watch the whole show and be like, I can't wait for the bloopers at the end.
Who doesn't love a good blooper?
I know.
Yeah.
What a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blooper. All right, Gris. Special social media announcement.
Absolutely.
criticalmasspodcast.com. Check out that website. Guess what it has on it? Everything that we do.
It's
Everything.
really kind of an amazing website.
It's incredible.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Good job, Gris.
All right, thanks, Gris. Okay, we're always going to recommend that you watch the movie first. So we're watching Gone in 60 Seconds tonight because we're watching the movie as we're doing the podcast. And hey, maybe you should do the same thing. Please subscribe to our channel. We humbly ask you. One subscriber.
That sounded so desperate.
but
please, your
we
voice
are
real high.
desperate.
Please subscribe.
We are desperate.
We are desperate.
You
at this
trembled
point.
a little bit.
Yes, because I'm scared. I'm scared to ask.
We've hit a stall
Please.
a little bit.
Might we ask one more time? Might we implore you?
Yeah, if you could just hit that notification bell.
No, you don't have to
Oh,
hit
wait.
the bell.
You don't have to hit the bell.
We're not
Just hit-
even asking for Bell.
Just hit the thumbs up, or just fucking click something, man.
If there's
Just
any
please, anything. Click something. Okay.
Appreciate it.
If you leave a comment, we're giving away
An Onkyo receiver.
That's right. So
Cut
yeah,
that
hey, you got like a 50% chance.
No,
Probably.
we're not giving that away.
No, we're not. But we might someday. So
might.
keep watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Feedback corner. Brian, you said you had some quick feedback for us.
Yeah. I had some great feedback by a dear friend of mine, a great listener, one of our Gold Star listeners. You know who you are, Rick. He had never heard of Come True, which a lot of people hadn't. One of our recent episodes, a smaller film. We knew it'd be smaller. We knew a lot of people hadn't heard about it, but he was thankful that we did a movie that he'd never heard of because he'd never seen it and he went and watched it 3 times. Still couldn't understand it, which I don't blame him. But he said, "Hey, do more every once in a while. Do an obscure movie that's like a Vincent's pick. Do you remember Vincent?"
Oh,
Vincent's picks on Seinfeld.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be your Vincent for just obscure but overlooked movies. And so, you know, we'll do from time to time. We'll do a Come True.
Bonus points if you can name what Vincent's pick was or any of his
Oh, I know.
his picks were.
You know,
Do you
Ben?
know? Ben,
Yeah.
I don't.
what do you got?
English Patient? No.
No. Wait.
I
Was
believe
it? No, because Elaine hates The English Patient and can't understand why anyone likes it. That wasn't a Vincent's pick.
Pride and Prejudice.
Was it?
Maybe. I don't know. She was crying
Are
a
you
lot in it.
sure?
She was crying a lot.
Vincent's pick, one of the Weekend at Bernie's too, no doubt.
Do you think so?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, I just ChatGPT'd it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, Chad.
Because there's a lot of fake movies mentioned on the Seinfeld series in all 9 seasons. There's a lot of, they go to movies, they're talking about movies, and about half the movies they talk about are completely fabricated.
Yeah.
And the other half like exist. So it's
Rochelle
funny.
being one of the great examples.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird
Young
it's a-
woman's journey from Milan to Minsk.
What was
Yes.
Yes. What about, wasn't it Firestorm? Wasn't that another one?
Firestorm?
That's probably why my uncle, he's such a Seinfeld fan. That now clicks in my brain. He always like tells me, "Hey, have you heard this movie?" And he describes this brilliant movie. He goes, "That's not a real movie. I just made it up." I was like, "What?"
He's so Seinfeld. Is that Uncle Steve?
It is Uncle Steve.
Uncle
Oh,
Steve.
Uncle
Yeah.
Steve.
All right. I don't have any other feedback unless, no.
I did get a
Oh,
comment
yeah.
about our set.
Oh.
I did get a couple of those this week already.
Please.
Just quick notes that just talking about how they thought it was on like an actual, like we thought we were in an arcade ball, like downtown.
Oh,
Like
we
an
are.
arcade.
We are. There's a whole.
Yeah.
There's 100 pinball machines. I'm literally looking at a
So-
bowling alley.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, and an
there's some
audience. of what?
appreciation.
There's
Yeah.
probably at least 200 people here.
No, we 100% have an audience.
Yeah.
I'm looking at our audience right here.
We're slowly but surely adding to the set, you know, but I think we got a little bit of appreciation for
Well,
our
that's
build.
cool, man.
So it's great.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Sock game, Blue Bombas.
Blue
Blue
Bomber.
Bombas.
Blue Bomber.
Bombas.
Go Pacers. That's blue for Pacers, right?
That's right. Go Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to spoil this film tonight. A film from the year of our Lord 2000. It's an action film. It's a heist film. Maybe a little bit of a thriller. A bit of a thriller type thing.
Yeah.
It's also a remake of a film from more than 2 decades before. Kind of a loose remake. And that film is called Gone in 60 Seconds.
Surprise attack.
Nice. Little trick I learned in the car thief retirement home.
By the time the first car is reported stolen,
All this.
your ship set sail. We do this, we do it my way.
I was a sucker for a redhead.
friend. Okay, let's ride.
Gone in 60 seconds.
So let's talk the numbers. Let's talk the numbers. This one did okay. Gone in 60 seconds. About 100 mil to make, which
Dang.
kind of does seem a little high, doesn't it?
Seems
Especially
high,
for
even for
25
2000.
years ago.
There's a lot of stunts happening in this movie.
I mean, yeah, a lot of practical things happening. I get
Yeah.
that. And a cast that probably required a paycheck.
Is this back when like actors were getting $20, $40 million a movie?
especially the actors in this. I mean, there's 3 Academy Award winners in here, or at least nominated. But I would say they probably had to shut down a lot of streets for a lot of these. I mean, these were
Probably.
not green screen or volume car chases. These are out. I'm sure there's movie set car chases, but they were on regular streets. I mean,
Yeah.
so they had to. That's
Also,
money.
renting supercars is probably not cheap.
Or
Yeah.
building
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
supercars. Yeah,
Yeah.
even.
Okay, so 100 mil to make. I remember a lot of marketing around this film
I do
when it
too.
came out. Yeah, we're old.
What were some of the
We're not
marketing?
that old because we can still remember it.
Well, no, I just remember it being kind of like everywhere. I remember seeing a
it was
lot of
very-
trailers for it, posters for it. It had a lot of.
Well, this was
a
in
big
Nick
push.
Cage's
Yeah, absolute heyday.
like absolute his first sort of peak. Now
yeah,
he's
yeah.
kind of in his
well, yeah,
renaissance
he has had
now.
ups and downs, no
But
doubt.
this was when he was just knocking him out.
He was,
And so was Angelina probably at this point.
And this one took in about 240. So not too bad. Not like
Success.
a runaway hit, but that's, that made some people some money, ultimately. Director of this film, Dominic Sena.
It's
Um,
John Cena.
Not familiar with this guy. You guys familiar with Dominic?
No,
clue.
I'm not.
He's done a couple movies. He's actually done a couple movies I've seen. One of which was California, which I was way too young to see at the time, and I don't really remember very well. The other one that's notable is Swordfish.
Oh
with
yeah,
Travolta and Halle Berry
Berry.
and Hugh Jackman. Right?
Mhm.
I kind of
very
secretly
similar vibe.
kind of love that movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
I just have a fear it doesn't hold up from when I saw it as an 18-year-old.
Does but doesn't, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Maybe I'll check it out.
The technology part does not hold up.
Sure.
And interestingly, Swordfish is just 1 point off of our criteria for this show.
Oh.
It is a 59% audience score. Critics score 26.
That's close enough.
We might
We're
be
doing
able to
probably
squeeze
put
that one in.
We're doing Swordfish.
Well, we might. You never know. Okay, he also did the only other movie I'd even heard of that Mr. Dominic Sena has done is Season of the Witch, also with Nick Cage.
Also with Nick Cage. Okay.
That is it's got to be terrible. It is a 11% critic, 30% audience on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dominic, you've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, so that's about all he's done. So who is in this film, Gone in 60 Seconds? Well, a lot of random people. You've got Nick Cage. You've got Angelina Jolie. You've got Giovanni Ribisi. Happened to that guy. We'll get into that.
I think I have an idea.
Robert Duvall. What?
Duvall.
Like, okay.
Our boy.
Will Patton. You got Delroy Lindo. You got Timothy Oliphant. What?
Man.
Dude, anytime Delroy Lindo shows up as a cop in a movie, I am all in.
Yeah, I'm into.
I want him to be my cop. I want him to be
he's-
my detective on any case I ever get. I want Delroy fucking Lindo as my.
He's a great
dude.
cop. Great cop.
Yeah.
Timothy Oliphant. Not as good.
Maybe one of the
cop.
worst cops I've ever seen. But
He was-
okay.
he was not great. Vinny Jones.
Mhm.
Scott Caan. What happened to old Scotty? We'll get into that. We'll get into that. And Chi McBride, the great Chi McBride. So a lot of random people.
Kind of like a
in this.
90s Michael Bay movie. Just
Kind
like
of, yeah.
10 random people.
Almost borderline ensemble cast.
I can't believe Peter Stormare wasn't in this.
I know.
Movie. I can't.
It seems like he should have been the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick refresher about the criteria for the movies we talk about. So movies got to be fresh with audiences and rotten with critics, or vice versa on Rotten Tomatoes. So, and the disparity needs to be like 20% or so. So on Rotten Tomatoes, Gone in 60 Seconds is 26% with audiences, 77%. Excuse me, 26% with critics, 77% with audiences. Hang on there for a second. So people like this one. Critics didn't like this one.
Top critics even less. Top critics were at 18%.
Yeah.
Top critics even less. So this is
Real rough.
a true critical mess.
Wow.
So we're going to get into that. But before we do, we're going to talk a little bit about our sponsors. We're sponsored by Onkyo. Like, actually. And so we've got some beautiful
Look at that. Creator
Onkyo
series.
speakers sitting here, and they are just crispy. I was listening to them for like 6 or 7 hours before the podcast, before you guys got here.
Look how these just magnetically
Oh,
just
that's fun.
Look at that. Bloop.
Oh, that's real nice.
Love
So
it. I
clean.
love
Yeah,
that.
they are
And
really.
those are the desktop speakers, right?
Yes, they are.
Powered.
They are nice speakers.
Powered, yeah.
Everything sounds better with Onkyo, right? It's
Heartbeat-
the heartbeat of entertainment.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Heartbeat
The
of
heartbeat of entertainment. We're also sponsored by Old Elk. What are we on tonight? Is it blended
we got?
straight?
Producer Ben brought us the weeded bourbon.
Mhm.
Just the
Just
old standard.
The old
Weeded
standard.
bourbon, which is better than
Yeah.
most all other bourbons.
The old
that
standby.
exist,
Yeah.
That's
unless
right.
it's made by Old Elk.
Not an actual sponsor, but we'll take it if they call us.
Well,
They're going to
yeah.
call us.
Yeah.
How dare
We're
you
waiting.
break the
fourth
illusion.
wall.
The keyfabe.
Are you going to shit on the Ambrosilus next?
Whoa,
you son of a
whoa.
bitch?
No, I would never. I
Not
would
a real
never.
show, but I guess it sounds good.
We get one sponsorship, and I'm like, give us money.
You know, Ben's just savage over here. He's like, clear off the table. Onkyo only.
Guys, The Ambrosilist, NBC,
Yep.
9/8 Central this fall,
Peacock, yep.
but also now. And I want to let you guys know that things are changing fast on The Ambrosilist. Have you guys been keeping up?
I'm not caught the last 2 episodes.
One episode behind.
Okay. Well, I won't spoil too much here. But so The Ambrosilist, right, played by the great and talented Zachary Quinto, or Zach Quinto. Can we call him Zach?
Let's call him Zach Quinto.
sure.
Yeah, we're cool.
No,
enough
he's
to-
no, he's a
full Zachary.
He's a full Zachary.
Sorry, no disrespect. No disrespect, Zachary.
Read the prompts the sponsor sent us.
So what?
Yeah, it's just
As-
an ad reading it. NBC sent us it. Just read it.
Right. What are you talking about?
Just read the ads.
So as we know, the Ambrosilist, he's kind of been living as sort of an ascetic, right, in the woods. He's been kind of carving like crude spears and fashioning arrows and the sort of like Rambo-esque kind of attempt to achieve kind of oneness with nature and ultimately nirvana without whiskey. So he quickly realizes this is impossible.
I was about to say.
Quickly. And luckily, he comes across kind of this mysterious, and I alluded to this last week, this mysterious, just in the middle of the woods, traveling whiskey salesman. And it's played by Brian Cox.
Oh, that's right. You did mention this.
Brian,
Yes.
good day for the crows, Cox.
And you know he's got some good shit in his little wonderful cart of whiskeys.
What's in it's like this wooden cart, like
Yeah.
an
Oh, it's a wooden
old-fashioned kind of wooden cart.
Is it a
with sort of
globe?
these-
One of those wooden globes, and it's just on wheels. You know, the bar globe that you.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. Yeah. And it's full of just kind of mystic whiskeys, right? And the whiskeys that Cox is selling, they grant magical powers, right?
That's awesome.
I'm telling you guys, you got to keep up. I'm not even going to spoil everything, I promise. So things like, I mean, it's crazy. Like we're talking like X-Men shit, right? It's like reading minds, like you can become invisible, like breathing underwater. So you can only guess like what the Ambrosilist is going to do with these newfound powers. So all I know is that after drinking one of the magic whiskeys, perhaps a fabled vintage of Old Elk,
Maybe.
it might, but maybe kind of the original Old Elk, and maybe
The very
it has
first batch.
yeah, it grants a magic power that only Brian Cox can somehow conjure up. So he drinks the whiskey, and then he goes and he runs and he reignites the flame on his hot air balloon, because as we know, he's a veteran balloonsman.
Yes,
Right?
he's a balloonsman.
Around the world
He's
twice.
a balloonsman.
And as you'll recall, he probably likely will be kind of floating away to kind of hunt down his dad, Ted Danson. And we don't know what's happened with Ted, except for he's currently incarcerated in the Philippines
Ted?
Again?
for grand larceny.
Wow.
So this whole new episode is about like breaking Ted out of this Filipino prison using mind control and invisibility and whiskey potions.
America's grandpa.
America's grandpa. So guys, it is a piping hot season.
Well, I'll tell you what, you could just cannot.
the Ambrosilist.
You cannot put a genre on the Ambrosilist.
No, it's
You
always
cannot.
changing.
And that's what I love about
Ambrosial
it.
the
That's what I
Ambrosilist.
love about it.
That's right. Quick reminder, be sure to watch the Ted Danson origin story on Paramount Plus. It's about a Boston bar where he plays a former baseball player named Sam. It's really good. Check it out.
Yeah, I finally watched it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
it's
it
good,
now.
right?
I get it
Yeah.
now.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to rate this film. And I'm going to start with Gris, because Gris picked this film.
I did pick this film.
So what do you got, buddy?
That was very challenging. What do you got, buddy?
Guys, this is a rough rewatch after all these years. It has to be 20 plus years since I've seen this on a regular basis. So I'm at a 51 with the little speed limit.
That's not
Little
that
speed
bad.
limit sign.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Speed limit.
Or it could be a Route 51.
Oh yeah, it's a Route
Nice.
51.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, 51. Yeah, it's tough to. I mean, it's outrageously enjoyable. It's very rewatchable. There's a lot of goofy stuff in the background and funny one-liners, and like the action's just insane because we talked about physical, the actual practical effects, the cars, the crashing. That's all real. So for me, it's really enjoyable. Man, it had a lot of just rough spots. We'll get into a little later.
Yeah, I really, really mostly agree with 100% agree with what you said. I'm a little higher than you. And I think the reasons for me mainly are because it never went off the rails. I kind of expected it to just go off the rails like a Michael Bay movie would do. You could argue it literally went off the rails at one point when Eleanor jumps 200 feet and lands and drives away.
Yeah.
That was the closest it came for me. But everything else, I just feel like it didn't try to overcomplicate itself with like plot twists and B stories. I'm really glad there was not a plot twist in this. I feel like that was a low hanging fruit that they could have just added a plot twist. Oh, somebody's good, somebody's bad, someone did this or someone did that.
Yeah,
maybe it would have elevated the movie, but I don't think the movie needed that. I think that would have been the obvious choice, and I like that Dominic Sena or whoever wrote the screenplay veered away from that. And then I just feel like it was never bad, but it was never great. It was just mostly enjoyable. So a little bit higher than you. I'm at a 58, minus points for badass Angelina. I hate badass Angelina. I can't abide badass Angelina. I'm not a fan.
Minus points
of badass Angelina.
Was it the
nothing against Angelina?
Was it the blonde dreadlocks wig?
Just the fact that just her whole demeanor.
It wasn't great.
I'm sick of it.
Did you notice
I'm sick of her having to be the baddest ass in the room. Just chill. Just chill out. So that was minus points for me.
All right. I'm at a 64. 64. 19 better than Reagan.
Okay.
64.
Let's go.
This was better than I remember it being, quite honestly. I enjoyed it. The cars are very fun. I like cars. Brian, I'm surprised you haven't reminded us yet how fast your car is. It's faster than every car in this film.
So my first watch note is the Porsche they steal does 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, and I wrote down that's cute.
How fast does your car go? Do you want to name it out loud?
A lot faster than that. No. I feel like I'm going to raise my score if I learn about cars. If I learn some cool stuff about cars. So if along the way there's some. You got a cool car fact or something that makes me appreciate it. Maybe we'll raise it.
Okay.
Keep going. Talk about your score more.
Okay. The over-the-top Cage performance. Always fun. Always fun. Classic Cage. Story, Brian, I'm with you. Straightforward. Never goes too far off the rails. I wrote that verbatim. Although some stupid shit happens. Some real stupid shit happens.
Couple of things.
And that's okay.
A few things, yeah.
It's a little long. The dialogue is a little suspect. There's a fair bit of telling and not showing, and both. There's a fair bit of both happening at the same time. But overall, an enjoyable film, I think, especially for someone who likes cars and heists like myself. And that's also kind of, Brian, I remember you talking about like a 64 is just kind of like it's kind of a fun rating.
It's a fun rating.
Yeah, because it's like in the Nintendo 64, right? It was a fun system, right? And it just feels like it's like not a great movie, but it's like fun and enjoyable, and it's not going to win any awards, but hey, I liked it.
Yeah. I wanted to give it my fun rating, but it just didn't quite have it for me.
Maybe we'll get you there.
It was
Maybe
close.
we'll get you there.
Maybe we will.
I got weirdly bored with it. I was really sad because I remember this being such a pivotal movie.
Sad?
Back then. Yeah, I was just like, it just felt long
crying?
and slow. No, not really. But I was just like bummed that it didn't hit me in that nostalgia as hard as I thought it was going to. So I really just knocked my points down for like just random.
I'm surprised you're not higher. I'm surprised you're as high as you are, and I'm surprised you're not higher.
I know. I am too. Yeah. So
me
crazy.
Too.
Ben.
Critical mass.
I won't lie to you guys. It's a tough watch. All of my points are mostly nostalgia based. I'm going to give it a 45.
Oh,
okay.
Could be a lot lower. That's Reagan.
Yeah. Same as Reagan.
Yeah. I just, I mean,
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like
not great.
Nick Cage's acting is over the top, and that's enjoyable. But overall, the plot line is kind of all over the place, and they show the same car multiple times that they steal, the Jaguar, and so it just is kind of full of plot holes, and
I also think it depends on how you come into this movie. I think this is an optimist pessimist movie, right? If you come in as somebody like me, who I think this is going to be schlock, it's going to be made for kids, it's going to be stupid, it's going to be eye candy. There's not going to be anything below the surface. You come in that way. which I hate the fact that I come in that way, but that's just my expectation. It was way better. It's like it could have been way worse.
Right.
If you come in going, oh, this is going to be I love these kind of movies. I love car movies, high octane. I'm ready for something like this. This is going to be it. It's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
So it's in this limbo place.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And in 2000, it was incredible. But now that we've had like 10 Fast and Furious movies and like, all these other heist movies and car chase movies.
It's been done very well.
It's been done better
many
other
times.
ways.
And
both an actor's story, everything.
And how cars are used too, because let's be honest, cars are the central pull here.
Yeah.
And I'm not a car guy, but like, you can't compare this movie to Drive. That's apples and oranges. But I unfortunately watched Drive the day before I watched this. And Drive does cars right. And this does, I don't know if this does cars right, but like Drive's such a good movie.
Or John Wick. Even John Wick
compare.
did better with cars than this.
Oh my God, John Wick.
You know what I mean?
Cars.
Yeah.
Like it fit directly into the plot line. Like,
For sure.
everything.
Yeah. We've been spoiled these days, I think, with great car movies.
This is Critical Mess. Brian MC Cullis here. Gris is here. Producer Ben is here. We're talking about Gone in 60 Seconds. We're sponsored by Onkyo for real.
Whoop. Heartbeat of entertainment.
Heartbeat of entertainment. And this whole show is about critics and audiences not agreeing on the film. They do not agree on this particular film, and we are going to get into it with Brian, the critic of the critics, and we are hoping for some NPR voice tonight. Maybe not right out of the gate, but maybe at some point you will grace us with the NPR voice.
You better fucking
I
bring
need
it
to
up.
do like some NPR music or something.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Take the over-under on how many times I second-guess my NPR voice. 10.
No. Just let it
Under.
flow,
I got
man.
two. I got two.
Get into a flow
Two.
state.
I have confidence in
Just
So you're under.
enunciate and talk quietly. It's super easy.
Critics consensus. It's so easy.
It's so easy.
A kid could
So
do it.
easy.
So critics consensus on Gone in 60 Seconds, the remake from 2001. When did this movie come out?
2000.
2000.
Yep.
Even though Oscar bearers Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie, and Robert Duvall come aboard for this project, the quality of Gone in 60 Seconds is disappointingly low. The plot line is nonsensical, and even the promised car chase scenes are boring. I disagree. Mostly with the plot line being nonsensical.
Yeah, totally disagree with that.
It's very
It's very
sensical.
sensical. Yeah.
Maybe
It
it's
makes-
unrealistic, but it's not
Totally.
nonsensical.
No, it
and I
makes-
think he doesn't know the difference between those two words.
Agreed.
And by he, I just said
I know.
Rotten
Well-
Tomatoes.
Oh,
Critics
no.
Well,
consensus.
whoever the writer is for Rotten Tomatoes, who, by the
And
way,
I assumed it was a him. It could be a her or
by the way,
anybody else.
sir or madam, we're very fond of your work.
Yeah,
you do really
great job.
good synopsises of these films. So this one was a bit of a miss, but usually it's a hit.
Hey, it's well written. I just disagree with it. So keep
Well,
writing.
no, it's wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
Whatever.
We established with the word nonsensical. How about Zan Brooks' Sight and Sound? What makes such threadbare character development all the more insulting is that Gone in 60 Seconds has assembled a war chest of acting talent and then let it idle. Were you underwhelmed by the performances? Because we got some big actors here.
I think I was taken out, especially by Nick Cage, oddly enough. I felt like he was acting in three completely different movies.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was very somber and he was very serious and emotional. And then the next scene, he was in the car dealership just acting like this crazy lunatic trying to buy a car in a suit. And then the next scene, he was like goofing off and making weird noises and like, showing off to the gangsters that were after him in the coffee shop. And so like there were like these weird things where it just took me right out of this. And I was just so disappointed in like how I always thought he was just over the top the whole way through, but he was so like,
Yeah. He's not nearly as over the top here as he is in other
No,
stuff.
he's not. But like it was just so inconsistent. It just kind of threw me off.
You know what my favorite moment with him was when he sees old girl at the bar and she's like, "You look like a Bible salesman." And he goes, "You're healed."
Yeah.
Favorite line.
I was a little underwhelmed with your NPR voice there.
Okay.
That was like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible.
I didn't really go full NPR.
It was
on
bad.
that, but
I didn't like it at all.
I thought you were doing
Jesus
it. I thought you were. I mean,
I
it
think
seemed like you were doing
really
it.
building up the pressure.
That
on
was
his
definitely
NPR
not your
voice.
normal voice.
I think I was half doing it.
I know I think that was the problem. You were like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and so it kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Does it
So-
need to go more smug,
Well,
or does it need to go quieter?
okay, always more pretentious.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah.
And quieter Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right. We'll see if Roger.
Smoother. It's got to be smooth too, because you're smart. You're on NPR. You're smart. You can read.
Yeah, you can read. NPR, you can read. Congratulations. You can read. You're an NPR listener.
And go.
Let's see if we can give Roger Ebert from Chicago Sun-Times the NPR treatment. His are always short.
Mhm.
This is the kind of movie that ends up playing on the TV set over the bar in a better movie. Which I just thought that was clever. Because he's saying, like, in another movie, this is playing on a TV set because it's just like generic. I disagree. I still disagreed with it.
I
But
still think it's unique.
That's a little harsh.
Yeah. It's got that unique.
This movie's not doing
Bruckheimer-
anything groundbreaking.
yeah.
But
Is there another movie that does this? Like,
Gone in 60
Gone in
Seconds
60
from
Seconds from
1974?
well, I mean, besides the
Well,
one they
yeah.
based it off
Nick
of.
mentioned earlier Swordfish. I feel like that was a huge epiphany for me to just be like, those are very similar movies. The way they're shot, the way they're just over the top, like the lighting, the action, the cuts.
There's got to be Fast and Furious. There's got to be at least 7 Fast and Furious movies.
Well, they all came out.
all
they all
about
came
the
out
char-
after this.
But the characters, the way it's
You're
very,
talking about before. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't watch car chase movies.
right. I'm just saying, like this was groundbreaking at the time
yeah.
because nobody has had this many actors in a movie where it was like we have to collect this many cars, and it's a heist movie, but on a massive scale.
Yeah, but like look at a better heist movie. Look at Heat with its ensemble
Oh my
cast.
God,
They're not
yeah.
stealing cars, but like 2 of the 3.
Right.
Yeah. Or a few years later, Italian Job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
also a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Did you know, fun fact, you can say anything's a remake and everyone in the room will agree with you because they want to assume that they knew it was a remake. Now, Italian Job actually was a remake.
It was a remake.
Gone in 60
Wait.
Seconds was actually a remake.
I wanted to
or
start
did you
trying
all
that.
just-
I didn't know it was a remake.
Did
wanna,
you all
like-
just mess with me?
If somebody mentions a movie and it just is so like not a remake, be like, oh yeah, it's a remake.
Yeah.
Just see if they. I'm not
It's
gonna
actually
do that.
based on a French film.
It's always got to be French. Well,
Yeah.
you
It's
can't
always
find
a
it.
French
If you
film.
Google it, you won't find
Yeah,
it.
you won't find it because it's very hard to find.
All right. I didn't have a question on that one, but I just wanted to read it because I like the way Roger Ebert put that. Lou Limenick, New York Post, isn't going to make anyone forget the classic chases in Bullet or The French Connection. Fuck that
Well,
one
no,
up.
you're on the right track, though.
Yeah, but I read it like there was going to be another sentence and that was the end.
Yep. Okay. Next time.
How do the car chases stack up to other movies? Just the car chase.
average.
Before or after this?
Every car chase movie. Average, you say.
Average.
I say average.
Yeah.
I say not bad, but average.
Solid. Yeah. I think the thing that just discombobulated me for this movie was just the number of cuts and the number of flashing lights and explosions and fire, like just random bits of fire at different spots of
Yeah.
just,
A lot of cuts.
yeah.
A lot of cuts.
I think that kind of throws it off because it doesn't feel authentic to me. Even though Nick Cage did a lot of his own stunts here. Did we talk about that yet?
Not
He
yet.
was in those cars a lot of those times.
He was definitely in Eleanor. You could see close up on those. How about Destin Thompson, Washington Post? What does he have to say? We'll see. Cage has found a movie to challenge Snake Eyes and 8mm as the dumbest of his career. What is Cage's dumbest movie?
I feel like Snake Eyes and 8mm are like the same movie.
I thought they were the
honestly.
same movie until you said that.
Yeah. They
Snake
really-
Eyes starts out in
That's one of the boxing match,
The
right?
boxing
At
match,
the
right?
start.
Yeah. But I don't remember the rest of it.
8mm is like really dark.
Very
It's
dark.
like
Dark, messed up movie.
Yeah. But anyway, same movie though. Kind of.
Yeah. What's the dumbest
Anyway.
Nick Cage movie? Is it this one? It can't be this one.
How about
No, it can't be this
What about that
This one's
Willie's
too much
Wonderland?
fun.
Willie's
I still think it's
Wonder
fun.
World?
Yeah, Willie's
No, that
Wonderland.
wasn't dumb. That was awesome.
Dude, that was awesome. The pinball, did
was
you watch
really
that?
good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Long legs.
Well, yeah.
How about Wicker Man?
Oh, Wicker Man.
Yeah.
That was pretty dumb.
There's a lot of dumb ones. What about I was about to say Lord of War, but that's really good actually.
Yeah, Lord of
It's not
War's
dumb at all.
decent.
That's good. Okay. Don't you dare say Raising Arizona in the comments.
Raising
I will
Arizona.
ban you from Twitch. All right.
The Twitch chat.
Twitch chat, don't you dare say Raising Arizona. How about Glenn Lovell, San Jose Mercury News? This is my last one. The script by Scott Rosenberg, Con Air, starts out stringing together underworld cliches and about midpoint when it becomes obvious nothing is working, turns on itself in a desperate attempt at self-parody.
Now that's how you win PR voice.
That's how you do
That's
it.
how you are.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
That was pretty good.
that was my Mike Lowry. I hope
Now
you guys
that's
understood
Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
Ooh, we got the air horn.
Larry.
How about my question on that? How was the screenplay? My last question. How's the screenplay?
Competent.
You thought
That's
so?
an accurate word.
Yeah.
I mean, it was,
I did.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I thought a lot of the dialogue was pretty
Dialogue
suspect.
bad. Yep.
But in terms of the screen,
But
the
I think,
flow,
but when I think screenplay, I think just your classic story beats and your sort of escalation of stakes and your midpoint and your inciting
did those
incidents.
things.
Yeah.
It did everything
One
it
to the
needed
next.
to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
It had a sort of a compromising but good ending.
yeah,
I think
get-
too many things wrong happened for them to then correct and then come back to this. They could have just come to the same beats rather than having these offshoots every
Yeah.
time. Like,
yeah, there's a
the-
little too much of that. I agree, but they were just trying to escalate the stakes so much in this movie, and they mostly succeeded. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think screenwriting wise, I've seen worse.
Yep.
It was serviceable.
Grizz, the audiences,
Oh,
what
the
were they
audiences.
saying? They liked it.
for the most part, yes. I think a lot of these we'll kind of discuss them, but the first one, it has classic, beautiful cars in it. Need I say more? 3.5 out of 5.
I mean, I can see why you would rate this movie pretty
Just for the
highly
cars.
just to see the cool cars.
Just
Because
for
there
the
are
cars.
a lot of cool cars. You got Ferraris and Porsches and Lambos, and Mercedes, Beamers.
Yeah. If you've never rated a movie before, great job.
My favorite thing about that is, need I say more? 3 out of 5.
It's like,
actually, you do need to say more.
You need to
They
say
do
a
need to
lot
say
more.
more.
Why
No,
was
but
that?
I'm glad someone got
I'm
it.
just saying. Look,
I'm
I'm
glad
thinking
somebody
like
got
a
it.
simple-minded person. Okay, they like cars.
It's still a movie, though. It's
Just
not a car
they
catalog.
like the cars.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They have to
I
say
see
more.
car, I give 3.5.
I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that.
The answer to your rhetorical question was yes.
You do need to say more.
Next one, 4 out of 5. I'll call this movie one of my guilty pleasures. And I
It's
really,
guilty pleasure.
I really felt like it was a guilty pleasure, and it's so much fun. But
It is a guilty
being
pleasure
a little
movie.
bit more
You're right.
critical with it and trying to watch it, and I think my hopes were a lot higher. But
I think that was a big. I came in with low hopes. And
I
think
came
that
in with
influenced my
wildly high because
score.
I
Same.
remember loving this movie and rewatching it all the time when it was
Yeah,
on, and I was just like on repeat. It is rewatchable. I think it's funny, but it's more like, oh, I'm catching these goofy, stupid things they're saying, or like the funny things that are happening in the background, or so it's tough for me to rewatch. But next one, 5 out of 5. A better love story than Twilight.
fair.
Do we think this is a better love story than Twilight?
No.
What?
No, I actually kind of like
Team
Twilight.
Edward.
Our
Team
previous
Jacob?
episode on Twilight.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that.
Twilight's a classic.
No, I know. No, that's
classic
not- that's not right.
love triangle.
The,
There
the,
is
the
no
chemistry.
love story.
I know. I just was trying to be contrarian.
And is the idea there that it's Eleanor and
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
boy,
Yeah,
okay.
well, either him. I
Doesn't
was
matter.
thinking. No, I was thinking it was him and
the girl.
Angelina Jolie.
They don't
Angelina
even
Jolie.
have a love story. They barely
That's right.
they kiss for a
I know.
second.
It's so.
Get out of here with your
Yeah.
kiss.
Yeah.
They're
Come back
waiting.
when you got more bases for me.
yeah. Next one.
Like, whoa, Brian doesn't care about kissing.
Yeah.
Well, you
Don't
know,
care about
We haven't
kissing.
brought that up in a long
I
time.
haven't.
Yeah.
You know, but Brian doesn't care about kissing, for the record. So he just acted like he did, but he doesn't.
No, he wants more than kissing. He doesn't care about the kiss.
The
Brian
kissing,
cares about fucking.
the kissing is a means to an
Hey,
end.
speaking of Brian and kissing.
The kissing's the salt and pepper. It's not the meal.
Speaking of Brian's kissing obsession, it's about the meal. Jeez. The next one, 5 out of 5. I love this movie. There was a ton of chemistry between Angelina Jolie and Nick Cage. I'm surprised they didn't hook up.
I mean, to be fair though, like we've been joking, I think they did have. Nick Cage had chemistry. Nick Cage had the chemistry in that car scene. in
Nick
the car
Cage
scene.
is chemistry.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie was just in the scene, so it's
Correct.
like, of course, it's going to work if you got Nick Cage there. So I think
It was hard for me because he
Had
looked
one-sided
like
chemistry.
he acted like a player in some of these car scenes where he's like chasing or he's playing somebody to get this or that. But then at the same time, he acts like an absolute goof and he's like tripping over himself, or he's like, he's pushing mattresses over while he's being chased by cops. And like,
sure.
it's
Yeah,
just
but-
stupid slapstick
But
stuff.
if we're talking chemistry specifically between
But
Nick
him
Cage
as a
and Angelina
character,
Jolie,
I could buy that. I bought the chemistry with them rather than his whole collective, I guess, for this movie.
I'm sure we'll talk about that car scene coming up soon here.
Yeah. A couple more. 3 out of 5. Good movie. Love the cars. Better script. Might have done more with the talent. I mean, this was a pretty stacked cast. And if you tightened up some of that, removed, I would say like half of these characters.
I mean, Nick Cage was the only one that really shined, in my opinion.
You know what?
Right.
I'm going to push back a little bit. Not push back, but just add on.
Mhm.
I agree, but I also think Robert Duvall was used really well in this
I think
movie.
he was
okay.
Him and Cage were my
But
favorites.
he's fucking Robert Duvall, man. It's like you expect a little bit more than that.
Well, but he had some good scenes.
But that's
there.
what he
he
does.
did.
He's like a really strong supporting actor.
He's very
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just
I
what he
believe
does,
his-
though. He can't not be that.
I know.
You
I know.
know?
Especially when he's got that shirt with those little the little sleeves rolled up a little bit.
Motherfucker's in The Godfather, dude.
Yeah,
He's
I
in
know.
fucking Gone in 60. I mean, come on.
He's Robert Duvall.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think they could have cut down this cast in half and really just drove in a few more of them, but yeah, that's all right. Last one, 5 out of 5. Great move. I love the storyline and the acting was top notch.
It was a great move.
It was a great move.
A lot of moving.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cars moving around
Yeah.
the screen. So your
Great move.
review was correct.
Yeah.
Thanks for adding it to the internet.
The good old internet. We like the internet here at Critical Mass.
Thanks, gang.
Where we're sponsored by Old Elk, Modelo. We didn't say that one. We're really sponsored by Onkyo. We like Onkyo. They make good speakers.
Yeah, they do.
They're the heartbeat of
They
entertainment.
make good receivers too.
And they make good receivers too. Brian had some Onkyo shit before we even.
It's in the other room.
stuff.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
That's fine.
I got two different systems powered by Onkyo receivers.
Yeah, that's right. Before we even had anything to do with the sponsor. So hey,
Genuine Onkyo.
It's good enough for
customer.
Brian. It's good enough for you.
You know, I always
Yeah.
doubt when they say that in those YouTube. I used Incognito
No,
for a
Brian-
year before they ever sponsored me. It's like
Brian had Onkyo gear.
I actually believe them now
Yeah.
because, case in point.
It's me.
All right, now I feel like we need like a Wheel of Fortune thing. It's like flip that script.
I like that. Can we get a new sound effect?
We could try. Yeah.
Can we get the popcorn people to all like?
I'll just do
We
an
could just get
AI.
like,
Oh,
five-
yeah,
yeah,
that'd
just
be a
get
good
like
one.
stack the voices. Just
Oh wait, but I don't want to replace the current.
Or just add a
song.
reverb to that,
Yeah.
just like stretch it out.
No, I think we
Just
can do both.
do something
Okay.
weird to it.
It's
Yeah,
flip,
flip
that script, and that will help Ben time it.
Yeah.
what I love,
Perfect.
what I love is that it just keeps getting longer and longer.
Oh,
We're just
totally.
adding to both ends.
Totally. Well, it's a great segment. So
It is
we
so
like to
good.
extend it a little bit. I'll get us started here on Flip the Script. It's the segment where if we gave the film a good review, we talk about what we didn't like and vice versa. So I gave this film ultimately a good review. So here's what this film did not do well. Telling and not showing. We talked about that a little bit already. We might get into more of those in Hot Pockets, but it just kind of just said things that didn't need to be said. It
Would
was
you
just
say a
kinda
heist movie lends itself to that more so than other genres?
Probably. Yeah.
I was wondering
I'm
about
not
that.
sure why, but I think yes.
Yeah.
Dialogue's not great. Car chase is okay. We've covered all that. This is a different. The cast just seems weirdly random. It's just kind of random people. It doesn't not work.
They
but
don't
it
gel.
also-
They don't gel like Ocean's 11.
No. The chemistry seems like it's just not quite there.
I think in casting, I think you can at least cast in pairs where actors have worked together so you can get that chemistry with them. I think here they were just like trying to check boxes and they collected, the techie guy. They grabbed the person that's great with bikes. They grabbed the person that's great with this kind
Yeah,
of
what happened?
whatever.
Remember that guy got shot, and then that was just kind of. Did he live?
He lived. Yeah.
that guy?
He was at the end. He was like having a hard time.
Oh, I guess he
like,
was
eating.
there,
He was
wasn't
having
he?
a hard
That's
time
right.
cutting his steak or
He
whatever.
came back. He did. Okay, sorry, I forgot about that.
Do you know what I think it is? I think, usually when you've got a good team building movie or I'm putting a team together type of movie like Oceans, we mentioned, usually the group it's sort of like the group is greater than the sum of the parts
Mhm.
or whatever that phrase is. And I don't feel like that's the case here. I feel like
Yeah.
the sum of the parts was not greater than the group.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
If you followed those words, congratulations.
Isn't there a good word for it? Gestalt?
Oh,
Look that one up, kids.
I already knew what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, because I'm dumb.
No, we'll tell you after.
It's like the sum is greater than the individual parts.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Literally
one word
just
to
that.
describe the 4 paragraphs that I.
Well, what's crazy is a lot of the like Ocean's 11 movies came out after this.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those things where I feel like it restarted the genre a little bit. I feel like they had ensemble
I think that's fair, yeah.
ensemble heist movies
Mhm.
a lot in like the 60s, 70s, a little bit in the 80s, and then they went away from it to do like single hero action movies.
Mm.
And then this is them kind of jump starting the genre again.
Yeah, no, I think that's not wrong.
Would you have rather
Um,
seen this explode like a Fast and Furious franchise than Fast and Furious?
No,
No.
You think Nick Cage
this
could
is a
hold on to
self-contained
15 movies?
story.
I
Yeah,
think
but-
Fast and Furious lended itself more to a franchise because
Better characters.
it's sort of about a culture, and this
Yeah,
is
that
more
too.
about a guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Only other things I have here. Too long. Cut 20 minutes
Yeah.
off of this. And then the last thing I have is they this just kind of bothered me. They just sort of like skipped over stealing like 40 cars.
Yeah.
with like no explanation really how they could have possibly done that in
we're
one
at
night. 'Cause that was
48.
kind of like the whole thing that made this movie so crazy. Like, how are they going to steal 50
I know,
cars in one night? There's only like 10
They
people.
don't explain the logistics of that.
Right. And think about it, if you got 10 people stealing 50 cars in one night, I mean, you got like, if it's like 5 cars a person, that's like in one night. That's a lot of stealing of
And a
cars.
lot of them
you
were
gotta
walking
take them
in-
to the cargo ship and like,
And you're going to run into issues with
and
some of them.
yeah, I'm just like, okay, we've got our first few. And it's like, okay, we're down to, we got 48.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? Okay. Like, I don't know.
You wanted to see a little
But
bit
the
more
movie was
about,
also long at that point. So maybe they were just kind of like, but I would have taken more of that and less of fucking Ribisi and Cage like yapping at each other while they're cooking eggs. You know?
Come up with some clever ways for them to sort of make shortcuts on these steals.
Yeah,
to get to 50. Give us something.
Yeah,
and
just
give us more
give
of
me
a
a
visual
2-minute montage where they're just picking up the cars.
Yeah,
you know,
and
where
maybe even
they're
fucking put a
busting
little
windows
counter
and
on
they're-
screen in a stylish way, like a John Wick
yes,
is kind of, John Wick sort of
What
starts
a
doing
great
this.
opportunity
Yeah.
that would have been for a counter.
Cool counter. Yeah.
Man, what a missed
car
opportunity! I almost want
count.
to lower my score.
come on down, guys.
That's
It's
such
real
a
nice. The
missed
water's warm.
opportunity, though.
That's a missed
That's why
opportunity.
It's
Water's
such a
warm down
good
here.
device in
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm at a 45 is because like I remember liking this movie a lot, and then I just like I was like, what? They're just jumping over all the good parts.
Yeah, they kind of
Yep.
did. They kind of did. Agree.
You think we care about stuff differently than we did when we were
Oh, yeah.
15.
Yeah,
than
I
we
didn't
did
care
when
about
we were
character
35.
development when I was 15. I wanted to see explosions, TNA, and hot and awesome cars. That was all I cared about. Let's be honest.
I wanted to see Angelina Jolie culturally appropriate dreadlocks. I'm cutting that.
She kind of gave. I kind of got like a little bit of Predator vibes, right?
little
Yeah, she had
bit,
a
yeah.
Predator haircut.
Predator
for sure.
3.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a
when
wig.
sometimes when
It's a
she
wig.
smiles that smug smile,
Marquee Mess,
her face looks like the Predator's face.
I was for Marquee Mess. I was playing with like Predator 3,
Oh, yes.
Jolie. I didn't quite get there.
Dang
I
it.
didn't quite
You're
get
real
there.
close there. That's
I
good.
was close.
Yeah.
I was close.
Dang.
All right, Gris, you gave this film ultimately, I think, a good review. I think we have to say. Right?
51.
Well, that's on the
Enjoyable.
positive
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
of 100.
You
so-
decide.
But you can do what you want. Yeah. I expect your segment to be short though, because
You
you're
want me to
right in the middle.
go? So I'll go negative. I'm on the good side. So yeah, I'm from a negative standpoint. I think it is long. I felt bored and not thrilled by any of the actors. So I think it was other than Cage and Duvall. So I think they could have cut down a lot of the characters and then focused more on their stories. So I cared more about them, especially the random kid that got shot. You're like, all right,
Yeah, that
great.
was just
He just
throw
walks
away.
away and I could care less. Like we got 17 more guys I got to worry about. They could have definitely focused more on to like the weird, like the section, like the whole like emotional aspect of like how the cars mean something to each one of these people. Maybe each one had an emotional connection to each car. So it would have been more important, like Cage does with the GT500. I think the visuals of this movie are just an absolute shit show. It's like fireworks just exploding at every scene. Even the cut scenes when two people are just talking, it's, Cage and Duvall, and it's back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
It's from the back of the head, it's from the side of the head, it's from the, it's just constantly cutting. For me, I'm older, more, I'm tired. I don't want to watch that over and over and over and over. It's for
Gris is
2
tired,
hours.
everybody.
It's just like
You're the
tired.
youngest
I don't
person
know.
on this.
I know.
panel.
Come on.
Yeah. I get it. You guys are old as fuck. But yeah, I think that's, and then also Cage's performance is, it felt like 3 different people. Like I said earlier, I think it's just so inconsistent. I wish he was either the hardened, like expert, like he was the guy that did it all with, flawless effort. But then he played it off as goofy. He played it off as serious. He played it off as heartfelt. He played it off as, so I think
So you
those
thought
are
he had an inconsistent sort of tone.
wildly. Yeah. And then, the cops are just morons. They could have,
Yeah, they were stupid.
my
Really
God.
bad.
I mean, outside of the blacklight discovery, but that was also 4 days late. So, or
Yeah,
actually,
we'll
weeks
hop
late.
on.
I got
that
thoughts
a
about
little
the
bit.
black. I got thoughts about the
hop
black
on
lights.
that. Brian, you're going positive?
I'm gonna go negative.
You're going negative.
Yeah, he's
This is
higher than me.
58.
Sorry, yes.
So basically, the biggest sin this movie committed to me was when it actually did go off the rails. It always came back, but whenever it would veer into absurd territory. And there's 3 examples I'll give you. Number 1, the shootout at the end. There was this long ass shootout in a factory, and it culminates in this villain speech while someone has 30 seconds to walk up behind them and bonk them on the head.
Run
The
up.
classic
Run up on
Totally
rafters,
It's
metal
a,
rafters.
It's a classic villain speech. Gun to head. I'm going to tell you for 3 minutes why I'm about to kill you, and then give the person time. It was too stupid. The other one was the Eleanor jump. We talked about that.
Terrible.
It was just terrible. And then, I had a big problem with Bullet Tooth Tony Wait until the final scene to talk. So Bold Tooth Tony is
we're gonna hot pocket this
honestly,
a little bit. I want you to talk about it, but we will hot pocket.
I've got more to say
I
about
thought
him.
it was funny.
But if you don't know who I'm talking about, he was Bullet Tooth Tony in Snatch, which we've talked about Snatch
Vinnie
a lot.
Jones.
Snatch, we all wish we could do Snatch as an episode, but unfortunately, it's the
way too
perfect.
good.
Everyone loves it. So Vinnie Jones, I did not like the fact. It's fine if he waits till the final scene to talk, but he's like delivers this eloquent, like poetic, like literary genius paragraph, and it was so on the nose. Like,
And I almost felt like I could just like see Vinnie Jones like trying to memorize that line in his trailer like 15 minutes before like the scene was shooting, and he like barely got it, and it was just like
barely got it. And they
thank
got
you.
And some brand new screenwriter the whole time was thinking, "Oh my god, I'm a genius. No one's ever thought to do this." And then the third one, no, that was the third one. Those were my three.
Okay. All right, it is time for our newest segment.
Newest segment.
Latest? Yeah.
Newest segment, a brief segment, a fun segment. It's called Marquee Mess.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's the segment where we rename the film. I've got a few. You guys have a few?
Couple.
Okay.
I got a few.
Who wants to start us off?
Grand Theft Auto: Port Authority.
Okay. Yeah, not bad.
Honk if you're horny.
Honk if you're horny.
Is that Honkio?
Sponsored by Honkio.
Okay. I'll start off with a genuine one. Chasing Eleanor.
How's it going?
Two Rogers don't make a right. His second
Nice.
best. His second best
Good
line.
line.
in the
Good
movie.
line.
Okay. Premature Fast and Furious.
How about 2 hours gone?
That's
Con men and cars getting kinky.
that's good.
Where's that show? What happened to that show? Is that ever coming back? Comedians and cars.
Oh, comedians and cars. Yeah.
I don't know. He's
I
an
don't know.
old.
They should bring it back. That was my
They
favorite.
gotta bring that back.
Yeah. Torque Me, Daddy. Cage.
Torque me?
Yeah. Torque Me.
Torque me.
Boy,
Get it?
Nick's really incredulous at each of your marks.
He's like rough.
No, I'm just trying to
Damn.
I thought it was twerk me. But then I
Torque me.
I just wanted to make sure I was getting it right. Torque
None
me.
of the sexual tension between Cage.
You gotta get
and
this right for the
Angelina
ledger.
Jolie.
Twerk me. All right. Gone in 0.00069% of a day.
Is that the actual amount that 60 seconds is of a day?
Yes, it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is it?
69.
Good job. Nice.
I don't believe you, but okay.
Hey, that's what ChatGPT said, and it's probably trolling
I
me.
believe
Okay.
it.
All right.
Criminals and cars getting camshafted.
Nice.
Is that camshafted?
That was camshafted.
All right. Just double checking.
Me, Myself, and Eleanor.
Mm-hmm. Gone in 0.0000019% of a century.
Very literal.
Nice. I hope this continues.
That's a memorable title. Convicts and cars getting coitus.
The unbearable weight of boosting fancy cars.
Boost is a great word.
Well, that goes to my next one.
Let's boost.
Boosting.
How about boost mode?
Boost mode. I like that.
Yeah.
My last one sort of refers to a direct line of dialogue from Nick Cage in the car scene. Inline 6 directly injected.
Okay.
A lot of ends there.
Okay. Hey, he said it.
Oh,
That's
he did
it.
say it. That's true.
That's it. It's car stuff, car mechanical stuff, guys. Car talk.
Car talk.
Okay, any more, Gris?
Nope. That's all I got.
All right, I got a couple more. Just a minute.
That's good.
Clutch moves.
Mm-hmm.
Cage against the machine.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. There it is.
That's
we
the new
go.
one.
Here's another one. How about Slick Nick hits a lick?
That's pretty good.
Old slick.
This final one is for Angelina Jolie. Illegally Blonde.
Nice.
That's
Wow, way
that's
to
gonna
go.
get an applause from me. That's gonna
Nice.
get an applause.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is
She's-
Critical Mess.
She's very illegally blind.
Yeah, yes, right?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That was Marquee Mess. We're sponsored by Onkyo. I'm here with Gris. I'm here with Brian. MC Kala. Here with Producer Ben. He produces.
Produce.
He's a
Wow.
producer.
He's a pro.
It's kind of, yeah.
I bring various strawberries. Produce.
You've also, oh, we understand.
Yeah.
Ben's also a balloonsman, if you didn't know that.
Well, balloonist.
Yeah.
Can we get a shirt that says Critical Mass Podcast? I bring various strawberries.
Produce, get it? Question mark.
I wish we had a guy for that.
Yeah. Graphic designer.
So we're also sponsored by The Ambrosilist. The Ambrosilist. We got
9/8
this
Central.
Official promotional material direct from NBC. It was overnight FedEx to us. It's 9/8 Central this fall on NBC. All you need to know really is Brian Goodday for the Crows Cox is on the show now. So obviously
He's a mystical whiskey salesman.
he's a mystical whiskey salesman. It's going to win all the Emmys. The Ambrosilist, he's breaking his father Ted Danson out of Filipino prison. We've already been over this. So watch. It's a good show. Really good show. We like it. And now we're going to move to our next segment. It's called Tharks. We're going to talk about themes and arcs.
Just Brian's going to talk about.
I just got a couple. How to move past a life of crime, right? You got Nick Cage come back, moving past a life of crime. How do you go
dragged
straight?
back in?
Dragged back into the life of crime. Making sacrifices for the ones you love. Does saving someone's life make up for crime? He sort of saves Delroy Lindo's life at the end, and then dude just lets him go. He's been pursuing him the whole, So when is it enough to sort of balance the scales on somebody's criminality? And then brotherly love, him and Giovanni Ribisi is his brother. So those are the themes I got.
Wait, arcs. Oh, I can't believe I wanted to extend the segment. Hold on.
What is happening?
I'm going to throw out an arc. I'm going to throw out an arc.
I'm
going to throw out an arc.
Don't ever complain about this segment again.
I won't.
The arc and the
violated
the arc and the fastback.
The sacred rule.
Yeah.
Or is this still just going on and on? Ribisi had an arc. He kind of came full circle. He appreciated his brother.
He did because he bought him the car at the end. Yeah, that was a good arc.
He was okay.
I
We're
missed
done.
that one.
And
Okay.
we're done. And we're done. Okay.
Good catch though, for real.
Yeah.
For the one cinephile out there who's like, I can't believe they shortened that segment.
They shortchanged Ribisi's arc.
Oh, who's this guy? Who's this new character?
There's a little bit of a Smeagol in there.
Smeagol's brother Deagle?
No.
Deagle.
Smeagol and Deagle.
I'm working on a full Schmeagol stand-up routine.
Please call him Schmeagol like a schmear. I just love
the first
that.
joke is Schmeagol sex tape.
Oh boy.
We're gonna.
No.
Okay, sorry. I'm done.
I thought you were going to do it for us.
No, that's gonna cost money. We don't do that.
That's for our Patreons.
Yeah. Okay, now we're moving to Brian's corner.
Thank you. Welcome to Brian's corner, everybody. Good to have you here. Let's talk about the Putting Together a Team movie.
Pudding.
I know. I was thinking, let's just talk about pudding.
Yeah.
Or that.
Yeah, chocolate pudding. Do you like tapioca?
I'm a big fan of tapioca.
Are you?
Yeah. That was like my
texture is just
favorite.
not-
That
it's
was like
not
my
good.
favorite as a child.
Texture's
If you
not
can get
good.
past the
I know I'm
texture.
crazy
The
about
taste
it.
is okay,
I know I'm
but
crazy.
the texture's not great.
I don't get enough
Oh.
pudding in my life.
No.
Yeah, you need some more pudding?
Need more snack. Need more snack packs.
Anyway.
Here are
derailed
5
this.
elements that make a good PTAT movie. That's putting together a team.
Pudding.
PTAT.
Putting together
It's a long,
team.
it's kind of a genre, right? You
PTAT.
got it's sort of heist adjacent, but it's like you love a good because it could be sports or it could be for it could be superhero. When a team is assembled, and you've got the different pieces.
P-tat? Or is it just like patat?
It's in my notes. It's all uppercase PTAT.
So it's kind of
PTAT.
So here's five things that make up a patat, and then one bonus. The first one, here's the people. These are the people you need. I think there's a Rick and Morty episode all about this, right? You assemble the team, right? Here's the first guy that's in every team, the muscle, right?
Always.
They're always eccentric. You got Bullet Tooth Tony here. He doesn't speak the entire movie. He's like, hey, are you listening to me on the phone? Push a button for yes. He won't even fucking say a word on the phone. And then
He can't even like cough or mumble.
yeah, and then at the end of the movie, he has an eloquent paragraph. So it's like he's an eccentric character. But the muscle's always kind of like has this weird soft side that shows at a certain point in the movie. I feel like that's a trope of the muscle, right? They're kind of like, they're this big strong guy that knocks somebody out, and then they like love a cute little.
But they're
dog.
intelligent
You know what I mean?
and sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like sensitive. So
They
that's
think they're dumb and brute.
yeah, exactly. And my note for the muscle being in the team is they kick the door down instead of picking the lock. So there's your muscle. There's always a guy who's the brains. In every team, there's a guy who's the brains. He's elitist. He's usually younger than the other guys, right? He's always got these gadgets. He's got a gadget for everything. And he always has to dumb down his explanations for the rest of the team. I feel like that's... So who was that in Ocean's 11? There was a gadget guy in Ocean's 11. Was it Casey Affleck?
Casey Affleck, because he was always the guy in the van.
Yeah, there's always there's a brains guy.
Yeah, but he was a horrible one.
Yeah.
Who puts individual glued on fingerprints on their fingers when you can just...
That scene was a little absurd.
Put on driving gloves, maybe? I don't know.
Literally anything.
What about Theo from Die Hard?
Yeah, exactly. There's the brains guy.
He's the brains.
Yeah, there's the brain. He
knows how to work the computers.
Exactly.
He can get through the security system. He's a bit younger.
Like I said, he's a bit
this
younger.
guy, he's like, I can hack through anything.
The brains guy is always younger. He's younger and he's elitist and he's always if the movie was like millennials, he's like the Gen Z, or if it's all like Gen X's, he's the millennial. He's always the generation younger, and all the other people kind of don't get him, but because he's the brains, he's part of the team.
Yeah. I love Theo. How about the quarterback is toast?
Is Theo the Justin Long from Die Hard?
Don't you dare!
Don't do that.
Should we just cancel the podcast now?
That was a really great troll, though. That might be one of your better.
I'm just in a bad mood.
Well, let's see if we can get you back with the third person who's always part of that team is the veteran, right? You got the veteran here. The veteran's Robert Duvall.
Totally,
he's the guy.
Seen it all.
Seen it all. He's cagey. He's jaded. He's snarky. He has a history with the leader. We haven't talked about the leader yet, but whoever the leader is that's putting the team together, the veteran. He's jaded, but you know what? He's always going to fucking join him. He's always going along for that ride.
He's always got a reluctant moment.
He's a little bit reluctant.
Where the odds are against you, and the book says to do this.
Yep.
But the leader says to do that.
He's ready for an adventure, and he's going to follow that leader.
He's throwing the book out the window.
Yeah.
He's throwing the book out.
The book he wrote.
The veteran throws the book out the window. How about the fourth of five? The fourth key component in a team, in a squad, in a PTAT is the leader. We talked about the leader. Okay, so here our leader is Nick Cage, and I always point back to Ocean's 11 because it's the classic. I mean, there's so many great putting together team movies, but if you look at that one, it's got every element. You look at George Clooney there, right? What do both these movies have in common? Well, the leader, they're charismatic, but they're a little bit desperate because they're doing this because they don't want to have to be doing this, but they're doing it for an ulterior motive that the rest of the team doesn't really know about. That's the leader. They've always got something up their sleeve, and they have never divulged all of their secrets, except to maybe the veteran. And then finally, you got the screw up, which is arguably the most important character because you've got this ironclad team that's been put together for this job. And then there's the one guy it's his first job. He's green. He kind of runs his mouth. He's a little overconfident. He's never been on a team before.
I wouldn't call him the screw up. I call him the wild card.
The wild card is a way better term. Let's change it. He's the wild card, right? And he's great for the plot because he's exploitable.
Yeah.
Right. So usually either he can get at the enemies can get at him, or he makes a mistake and fucks something up, like the Mercedes key fobs that our wild card here does. And then I said they can't handle the heat. Right? Yeah, that's kind of our team, right?
I like that.
You got your muscle, your brains, your veteran, your leader, and your screw up. And then I had one bonus. This is not every one, but some of the good ones have the savant.
Yes, totally.
Right? So you got it's like your Matt Damon on Ocean's 11, and it's the guy who has that one piece of knowledge or skill that nobody else has. They have to go seek this guy out because he knows the schematics for the one thing, or he can pick the pocket of it.
Well, there's two of those. There's two of those in Ocean's 11.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, because
two.
there's the other. I'd call him maybe the acrobat. Kind of the small Asian guy, who's like he's got the only skill set where he's able to kind of fit inside that box and do the backflip out of it, and steal. He's ultra critical.
He fills that slot for sure.
They kind of both do. Yeah,
but they always have to go to like some random crazy place to get them.
Yeah,
get them back on board.
And most notably, this one is what the guy that had to get the keys out of the dog's butt.
I don't know if this one had a savant. I don't know if this one had a guy that filled that character, and that's why I had it as a bonus, because I don't necessarily think it's sort of crucial to every team. But maybe it did. Did we have a savant?
That's what I was wondering. Did we have one here?
There was a computer guy.
I guess. No, we didn't really have a. Would it be Angelina Jolie in a sideways way?
She's the Predator.
I mean, they joked that she was the only one that could drive a Ferrari the best or something like that, but no.
This movie did not have a savant, which was why it was only a 58. But I would say the last thing about the savant is the team fails without this key player. So there's your team. That's a fun. Now I want to go watch Ocean's 11. Thanks for joining me in Brian's Corner, everybody.
This is Critical Mess. We're sponsored by Onkyo. We're sponsored by Old Elk. We're sponsored by The Ambrosialist, 9/8 Central on NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Now moving on to Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket. It's a segment where we talk about all the random shit we want to talk about. So let me set my drink down and get my book open.
Oh, I love your book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get that book one day. I'm gonna read it.
Book of Hot Pockets. I know.
He only writes on
I'm writing.
He only writes single-sided. He doesn't write double-sided,
you
which
are
is
a-
just
correct.
so
You're a
majestic.
monster.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, that's obviously true.
What?
It's true.
Wait a minute. You don't write on the backs of your pages?
No, because the pen kind of bleeds through and I can't read it very well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a pencil guy, so
Yeah.
I don't have that
You
problem.
would be a pencil guy. You probably like mechanical pencils.
Mechanical pencils all day.
Yeah. All right.
Graphic designer.
I want to start with a pizza supreme. We've been over ad nauseum what's in the supreme, right? So we don't really need to cover that. Well, my first note in here is I can see as I write.
Oh, it's so nice to not be in a movie theater and actually be able to
Isn't it
like
great?
rewind.
Isn't it
Go
great?
check out the
Check
Minecraft
out our
movie.
Minecraft episode.
Somehow we cobbled
Only-
together an episode on Minecraft.
Somehow. Only available in theaters. I was struggling.
Yeah.
I was writing in the dark.
We tried. We really put effort in on that one.
We did. And we had some fun in that episode.
Mhm.
I'd like to think.
Yeah.
I'd like to think.
We got
It was a lot of fun.
Chicken jockey. So anyways, that's not really a Hot Pocket. So, but nonetheless, we're moving on to a Philly cheesesteak. You talked about at the start of this, Icebreakers, best kind of film studio logo, sound design stuff. How about that Bruckheimer Thunderbolt?
Oh my God.
Like, that's
I felt like the whole movie was just thunderbolts
love
from
that.
there.
Yeah, I love it too. I love it too.
Why do we love that? Why do we love the Jerry Bruckheimer Thunderbolt?
Mine was the
Because it
Touchstone
precedes
Pictures.
great movies.
That's my
That was
favorite.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's because you're moving down that road real fast. You come over the crest.
You are.
And all of a sudden, everything freezes with the lightning bolt into the tree.
And you're
That's
like,
good.
You're like, where's Don Simpson? Where's Don?
Yeah, and it's like a bad thing's happening, but we're all okay with this. Lightning bolt is destroying a tree, and we're all like, fuck yeah, fuck that
Well, yeah.
piece of shit tree. This is going to be a man's movie now.
It is. Yeah. We love Bruckheimer. We love Bruckheimer Simpson. Whatever. Okay, moving on to how about a buffalo chicken melt? What's that melting with? What's in what cheese is with buffalo chicken?
I mean, probably
Do you think Enrique has anything to say about this?
provolone, maybe? Or pepper jack. Pepper jack goes with everything.
Pepper
Jack with
I did
everything.
pepper jack.
A white
Pepper
spicy
jack.
cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk the music in this film because I think there's kind of a lot to
Was
cover.
there music?
Actually, there was a lot of music.
there was-
There
I just
a
know
lot of
the
different
intro takes
kinds
it
of
out for
music.
Was Firestarter in this, or like a
No,
prior?
it
look it
wasn't Firestarter, but no, it was,
It was a
I think
similar
it was
song.
It was a Fatboy Slim song.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I believe. Yeah, it was one of the popular electronic music songs of the day. But yeah, this music in this film, it kind of had some vibey electronic stuff. It had some like orchestral, kind of more classic, big, blockbuster film stuff. It had kind of some original track, like it had that "Bring Sally Up" track, kind of to open the film. It had some kind of notable popular songs, both new and old. There's a lot just happening musically in this movie. This movie had Master P. Master P makes music.
Yeah.
We're going to
that's
talk more
true.
about Master P in another
Remember
Hot
Master
Pocket.
P?
We're going to talk more
Wow.
about Master P. Anyways,
Limit
music,
Soldiers.
guys. Yeah, the No Limit Soldiers.
No Limit Soldiers.
Yeah. Make them say,
They say,
How's that? All I got is-
nah.
That's all they got.
That's totally different, but also the same.
No, the song is
Anyways,
Flower.
guys,
Flower
music.
by Moby was
Oh.
the only one that I
Oh, it
could
was
think
Moby.
of.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fatboy
yeah.
Slim and Moby are the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
but
they
yeah.
are.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, music. It was obviously diverse. There was a lot of it. Good, bad, ambivalent.
Did not stand out to me.
It did not stand out to me outside of that intro song by Moby, like that Flower song or Bring Sally Up. Like I remember listening to that song on repeat.
How about Lowrider?
Oh yeah, that's right. This did
Played
have
for what,
Lowrider.
7 seconds just to get
It
the.
was,
That's all you need of Lowrider.
it was
I mean,
actually kind of
it's-
an iconic scene. We're going to re-hot pocket that.
Okay,
Ooh,
we got to
re-hot-
Re-hot
Hot
pocket Lowrider. Everyone was put that on the back burner. And we're going to move on to how about chicken and waffles?
They don't make that.
They did.
I'll eat it.
They did. What do you think? You think it's got some syrup in there?
I think it's got
It's
hot
gotta
syrup.
have.
Hot honey syrup.
Butter?
Or the crust is got a little syrup, or like a little
Buttery crust?
a little
butter.
dippable
Anything Enrique could blast that with?
cinnamon.
Oh,
If you'd never
cinnamon
listened,
blast?
if you'd never listened to any of our podcasts before, you're probably like, "What the fuck is this person talking about?" Look, Enrique's the
You can
spice.
you can piece it together.
You can piece it together, but we'll put it
Go back
together
and listen
for
to old
you.
episodes.
Just real quick, Enrique, who's
is
Enrique?
the spice blaster at Hot Pocket
Yep.
HQ.
Some hot pockets get spice blasted. Not many. A minority of them get
some
spice
do.
blasted.
His kind of subordinate Greg is he's only sort of trusted with the ranch blast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's the only-
Put it this way: Greg's on the payroll. Enrique's a 1099.
Sure.
He comes
hourly versus
I feel like
salary.
First of all, he comes in at his own time.
He does. And Enrique's
Okay.
also working for like 35 multinational corporations. He's a
He
spice. He's a spice master.
He doesn't even give him like an 8 to 4 window. He gives him like, I'll be there.
No, he's like,
between
I've got an
Monday and
hour for you
Thursday.
next
I've
Thursday.
got one of these 4
Okay.
days. I may be there.
We'll talk paprika and,
He'll
then,
fly
and then
in.
we're out.
He's not even in local.
He's coming in a private jet.
Here we go.
He's a spiceman.
We were at he's a spiceman, not to be confused with a balloonsman. We're talking chicken and waffles, and I want to talk Ribisi. Guys, what happened? Where did he go? He was everywhere for 5 years in the early aughts. And then
Where did he
and
go?
he was nowhere.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he
he was
was
big.
in like war movies and he was in
Saving Private Ryan.
So yeah, right, same Boiler Room,
He was in Friends.
Suburbia.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Friends too. Yeah.
He was in like everything. And then he was just gone.
I don't know. They made him
I don't
look
know.
real rough in this movie. I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was just natural. But
Comment below if Giovanni Ribisi died 25 years ago, and that's the answer.
Yeah.
No, he was in a movie in 2024.
Oh,
was he?
shit. What was it?
Oh,
Called
didn't he direct something?
Horizon, an American Saga.
Because I actually did start thinking he died.
He did direct something.
I would have felt bad.
Well, it's like,
also-
why haven't we heard about it?
You guys are gonna love this. In Strange Darling.
Oh,
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wasn't he the cinematographer in that film?
No, he's Art Polone.
No. I'm serious.
Yes, you're right.
Who was he in?
He was a no.
Yeah, I
he
think
was
he
a
was.
cinematographer of a movie. Was it that?
Was
movie?
it not that movie? It was a movie.
Well,
I don't
he's,
know.
And I was
he's
like,
also
really?
an actor named Art Polone in that movie.
So what he played?
A man named Art Polone.
Perfect.
Well,
I don't remember a lot
Ribisi,
of characters.
he's doing something.
He's
but-
doing-
He
he's
is-
out there.
He is also the director of photography in that movie.
Okay.
But he
Oh,
also
okay.
was an actor in the movie.
Got you.
So.
Well, impressive. Glad
Yeah.
he's doing
All
stuff.
right.
Always liked him. Always seemed cool.
So that's
Absolutely.
what happened to him.
Yeah.
Killed it in the early 2000s.
But what happened for the 15 years before that? Doesn't matter. Anyways, we like you, Giovanni. We know you listen. Okay. Cheddar bacon potato.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
great.
sounds
Cheddar
great.
Bacon potato. So how about that opening inciting incident? Like the mask off robbery. Just throwing a rock through the dealership window and just driving out with the car. Were there not cameras
It
in the year
was so
2000?
I could not abide how haphazard that was and how ill planned it was.
That was so stupid.
I mean, I think that just shows his character, especially right out the gate. It just shows he's young, inexperienced, and then it shows his brother, and there's like this ambiance around him. And I think that just builds up his brother higher than where he's at. And, it just feeds into the thing where his big bro has to come save him.
I mean, yeah, it does a good job
So,
at showing
yeah.
it's setting him up, his character up, but it just like people are going to get arrested if you're living your life that way. You're not free on the streets. If you're taking a brick and throwing it through a Porsche dealership, and I mean, it's like you don't get away with that. There's going to be cameras. Like I don't know. I thought it was sort of too rambunctious for me. Rambunctious for me.
Rambunctious.
Holy shit! I just noticed.
Give me a little stealth.
I just noticed our boy Michael Pena was one.
Yeah,
of
he's
the
very
little-
young. He's very young.
I
in
didn't even
this.
realize that he looks so young. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna go barbecue pork, and we're gonna say parents earmuffs
Uh-oh.
for this one. Sort of the Scott Caan, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about this. I have to talk about it. Scott Caan's introduction and sort of the stranger. Remember he talked about the stranger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a masturbation joke.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the hand. Yes.
Is that the
Where
first
he-
time anyone's ever mentioned that?
Is that something you've been doing since
I
a
don't have
child
like
on
the
Earth?
historical record on the stranger being mentioned in film.
You didn't research this? Well,
I don't remember it before this, but
How dare you bring it up and not do research?
I haven't heard of it on film, but I'm sure it's not. He's not the originator.
he didn't come up with it.
No, the Egyptians did back
But I-
in.
Yeah, that's right. It is an ancient
hieroglyphics.
Egyptian practice. Yes.
The hieroglyphics of just a man's hand just radiating.
I mean, let's be honest. You're in a garage at night with a bunch of cars and a bunch of dudes. You're gonna. That's the.
So look, if you want to know what the stranger is, just look it up
Just
yourself.
watch
This
the
is
movie.
a family show.
Yeah,
This
we'll
is a
tell you.
family show. And this has been barbecue pork. Now we're moving on to mac and cheese. There's no meat in this.
It's mac and cheese.
Just
There you
mac
go.
and cheese.
All right.
But we're sticking with Scott Caan. Scott Caan, what happened?
This movie killed him. He made the stranger joke, and that was it. He died.
He was,
20, he
once
died
again,
25
he was
years
in all
ago.
sorts of shit
He was.
for like 5-10 years and then just gone.
In 60 seconds.
Ooh, nice. He never quite lived up to Pap.
Yeah, he didn't. Really
He's
didn't.
been in a TV show on Fox called Alert.
For 25 years?
Good.
No, from 2023 to 2025.
Okay.
He also was in Hawaii Five-0, the TV
He's
show.
he is today in a show on Fox.
Like
Correct.
right now?
Called Alert Missing Persons Unit.
So Fox makes shows now.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Where are they?
On Fox.
What's Fox?
Fox, the TV show.
Fox
Network.
the network.
Where's the? How do you get this network? You have an antenna?
Yeah, I have an antenna.
Are you on FoxPlus.com?
No.
I don't know how to get a Fox show, but I believe you.
I have an antenna so I can watch
Poor guy.
basic channels.
Well,
NBC, ABC,
you're-
CBS,
Yeah.
Fox.
They
Yeah.
they have HD antennas now.
Yeah, HD antennas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I paid a lot of money for that. It was like $30.
30s.
Good. Congratulations on your antennas.
Yeah.
How about a buffalo chicken ranch?
Yes, please.
Timothy Olymphant.
He
What
was
happened?
Fun, he was funny.
What
in
happened?
This. He still.
What do you mean what happened?
He was on that Western show.
He was in The Mandalorian.
He was in The Mandalorian.
He was in an
No,
episode
I
of The
don't do the
Mandalorian.
Disney.
that was a great surprise.
Disney
I had
great
no
surprise.
idea he was in that.
He was also in another thing I saw recently.
Star Wars died in like 2001.
No,
Yeah, it did.
died before.
He's
that.
also
yeah,
in
but
Justified.
it died before that.
He was in a movie in 2025 called Havoc.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, he's active. Yeah.
He's doing a lot of things.
Is he?
Justified.
Good.
He seems to be on Conan's show every other week.
Right.
for
I
some
liked him a
reason.
lot in Hitman
Oh yeah.
and the
Deep cut.
sequel.
Deep cut. Was he in the? He was not in the sequel.
you know
he
who?
was.
You know he's great.
No, he was
He's great
not.
in.
I think he was.
No.
Can you check me on that?
I got you.
I'm positive he was not in that sequel.
Maybe you're right. You could be right.
I think
about
there was like I was
could be right
pissed
about
because
that.
I was like, oh
Okay.
yeah, I remember seeing
Yeah.
Hitman and being like, oh yeah, I like
that.
Timothy.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you might be right
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
What about Go? Did you like him in Go?
They should have brought him
Oh
back.
yeah, he was in Go.
He was the drug dealer in
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Hey, can I get a hot pocket real quick? You don't know
Yeah,
what Go is?
I don't think so.
Oh
Um,
man,
So it's
Spelled
it's-
G-O.
Yeah, spelled G-O. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
it's about raves and drugs.
It's about raves and drugs,
I
and
love
it's really
raves and
cool
drugs.
because it's got like William Fichtner in it and some character actors from that day, Jay Moore people. But it's a movie that this one night's told from like 3 different perspectives. So it's
Okay.
kind of
Oh, I like
a
that.
cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
My hot pocket, real quick, Nick. Here
Beef
is.
taco.
Ooh, I can't live up to that. A couple of just random things I noticed in this movie that I really liked. Number one, I loved Bullet Tooth Tony. Okay, he punches someone's hand with his head. Did you guys notice this scene?
I don't
There was a
remember
guy who was winding up to fight him, and he had his hand like this.
I actually did. Yes.
And dude headbutts his hand and hurts the guy's hand with his head. Have we ever seen? This is like
Must've been a
Walker,
soccer
Texas
player.
Ranger territory
Yeah.
of like ludicrous, awesome badassery. And I don't know if I was fully in for that or if I thought it was lame. I think I was fully in because it's Bullet Tooth Tony,
Warranted.
right?
Where's he from? British? It's got to be a soccer move. You know, he got strong necks.
It's just funny because who's ever punched someone's hand with a head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
He's
cool.
not-
Bullet Tooth fucking
he's not-
Tony.
Yeah.
Bullet Tooth Tony.
Probably why I was listening to Lucky Star.
He is not in
Can someone
Hitman
get
2.
some? You gonna be my lucky
We need that.
star.
I needed to hear that.
Snatch.
And just
Good
real
movie.
quick, just randomly, guys, why could they not have written their blacklight list on just a piece of paper
I know.
or a app? Do they have to put it on the whole wall
App
of
Store
their
was
thing?
not alive in 2000.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
just put it
maybe
somewhere. They
maybe
put it
a
on
Palm Pilot.
Put it on a Packard Bell and Notepad.
Yeah, get the
Yeah.
get
put
the tech
it somewhere where
get the
where
tech
the
guy.
police aren't going to come in and see your whole thing on a 50 by 50 foot wall. That seemed a little strange to me. Do you guys think the
And
blacklight?
then they went from that to a chalkboard. I feel like that's the reverse.
Yeah, it's just like,
Like
bro,
it's-
write it on a piece of paper.
They said out loud they're going old school. One night boost. You heard it.
I get it. It's cool
so
for the fact.
new
but
school is writing it in
New
black
school
light
was
paint.
writing it in paint and then having a black light to read
We're
it.
going all the way back to chalkboards.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the hot pocket.
No problem. I'm going to move on to a Southwest chicken. I feel like Enrique, he's intimately involved with the Southwest chicken.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
There's various
sure.
spices. I believe there's a cayenne.
Mhm.
There's a hint of ghost pepper. I heard you're spicing it up. And I want to talk about the price tag for what these guys are pulling off for 50 cars.
Not
Getting
good.
paid $200,000 to jack 50 luxury cars that, let's say, probably are worth 100 times that.
Why don't they just
Maybe not
keep,
100
just
times.
keep 2 of the 50 cars?
At least 50
and
times.
make more than that money.
If you're able
Yeah,
to boost
it's
that many
insane.
cars
and
that
all
quickly.
these people on the crew are just like, yeah, we're in, man. I'll take like $4,000.
These guys are working hard.
Yeah, there's like 24
it's like-
guys in the crew. So yeah, they're going to take a few bucks.
It just seemed silly. Even it should have been a look. I'm going to kill your brother, so do this for me, or he's going to die, or I'm going to pay you like $5 million,
Yeah.
or like what this should actually be worth.
you know
don't
what
do
I
like
re-
200. That's just insulting.
It's a problem
just
with the
stupid.
story.
What I respected was Cage saying from the beginning that he's doing it for his brother. And then at the end, he's still making a deal for the rest of the 200K minus the fucked up GT 500.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's funny that he was still after that money.
And it was
and it was a
stupid.
discounted
It's like, why
rate
even throw that
he
in?
was like, all right, this car's fucked up, but it's going to be worth 60, 70, maybe 80. So let's
Yeah.
call it even at
Yeah.
140.
I'm sure everyone on the crew was thrilled that he's
Yeah, he's
negotiating.
like negotiating for 140.
It's
Like,
like, we'll just drop half the money, and yeah.
Do you guys remember how they were kind of like poo-pooing that Cadillac Eldorado or whatever that they had in the
Yeah,
shop? You know, I fucking want that car.
it
Oh,
didn't
that's a
fit the
sick
rest
car.
of the vibe of the high-end cars that he was
It
working
didn't.
on.
But,
I get it.
but it's like now, if I could have that car, like an 83,
That was the best
whatever,
detective work,
Eldorado,
honestly.
like, I want that.
Get that 4.1 liter.
Yeah, I want that.
It's funny how you got to do is let a little time pass and something just becomes so much more desirable.
That GT 500 has always been on my list.
I mean, the
though.
GT500 is amazing.
Well,
don't get me
a
wrong.
little different.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this before, and we've never quite established how it's possible, but we're going to talk about it again. It's the grilled cheese and tomato soup Hot Pocket.
I still say it must come with a little packet that
I
you
think they
peel off and
I
you
think
d-
they
you dunk.
inject it with soup.
But
Oh, you
what- but-
absolutely.
as
There's
it's
hot
leaving the
tomato soup
factory.
in it.
But how? But it gets so.
No,
it's
what are you
gonna be
talking about?
so
You
runny.
microwave it.
No. They like flash freeze it.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's the taste
Yeah.
of tomato soup.
No,
It's
it
not
is
the-
tomato soup flash
No,
frozen because
they
your
s-
hot pockets
they-
are frozen.
We're mixing wet and dries, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Ben. But I think where you're going with it, Nick, is it's that flavor. It's that flavor of that tomato bisque.
I don't know how they do it,
It's the flavor.
but it's delicious.
Mhm.
Obviously, Enrique is involved.
Yes.
I think Greg actually had a couple things to say about this flavor.
Enrique's got a lot of on his plate for it.
I know he
shit.
is earning
At
that.
it's busy
10.99.
season.
$10.99,
It's
no
busy
doubt.
season for him right now.
I'm just going to read this note verbatim. And Gris, this speaks to kind of something you were bringing up. Why are there just flames shooting up everywhere in the bad guy junkyard?
in the junkyard. Yeah, up
There
on
would
the
just
ridge
be a
of cars.
flame blast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
there's
out-
guys.
it
There's
was-
guys working on stuff that looks so unsafe. It makes no sense to me.
And not only did you see him, but you heard him. It was like,
Yeah, and they were in the reflections of every car mirror. So like, I can't even imagine the nightmare of shooting this, being like, oh, make sure that flame is shooting through this side of the car and this window, and
It just didn't make it. It was like Monster Jam. You know, it was like,
yeah, it was too much.
what kind of a
It
what
was
kind of
like-
a factory has just shooting flames out of it at all times? Is the exhaust?
I don't know. That guy does. Anyway, spicy jalapeno chicken. And let's get back to Master P. And let's talk about Master P for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
No limit.
No Limit Soldiers. I was all in 7th grade.
Same.
Best Master P song?
I have no idea. I was 4.
I mean, I really like No Limit Soldiers. That's
Sure.
That's a good song. Did he produce that Soak the Shocker album where he had
Charges to the Game?
Give Me the World on it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Did Master P rap on that one? Give Me the World.
Probably.
I like Give Me the World. That
Okay.
might not be a Master P song, but I love that song.
Oh, it was a little before your time, Grizz, right?
Yeah, I was 4.
Okay. How about, Brian will know this one. How about Captain Kirk? I want to have you, baby.
Shit, what's that one from?
That sounds familiar
It's
to
from
me.
Ghetto D.
Okay. I need to brush up on my Master P, apparently.
It didn't make a lot of sense. It was about Captain Kirk and having babies. How about Bourbons and Lax?
Mm-hmm. Don't remember that. I don't remember. I don't know if I know a lot of his stuff by name necessarily. I remember that.
You need to go with the chorus.
I've got
of,
a
like,
couple of the albums. I'm
main lyric.
letting you down. I not know, and I
It's okay.
love the game, the high energy, high octane, just kind of gangster rap like aesthetic that he was after. I loved it, but I did not like collect all of his albums.
I'm kind of surprised he allowed himself to just be beaten mercilessly not mercilessly by Bullet Tooth Tony.
Yeah, that's
pounded.
It seemed out of place for him.
And you think Master P would be like, I ain't beat up.
He's going to be some kind of drug lord. No
I'm
one's
doing the
gonna
beating.
touch him. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Anyway, but he did come back. And then he got kind of humiliated again.
Then he got his car broken in half by the big rig.
I respect your humility.
I respect Master P's humility.
I do
That's
too.
the takeaway from today.
I do too. Good work, Master P.
Humble guy. His name is Master.
Master P.
Humble guy.
Remember who his son was?
No.
Little Romeo.
Oh, no, his son was
Wow.
Little Romeo.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Wow,
You
that's
guys serious?
unbelievable.
Of course.
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Oh, totally. No, he's just Romeo now.
Well, yeah. He's,
Well, he's not little.
Got to go to Romeo.
He might still be a little. Okay. Italian style sausage and peppers. This is all Greg.
Yeah, this is totally a Greg joint.
Y'all buying the Cage Ribisi relationship?
No.
I'm not buying it for 1 second.
When he makes that skillet of meat for him, and he can't, and it's like he dumps the salt in it, and there's that whole. It was such an awkward scene. It was not. I was like, these guys just met. They're not brothers.
Yeah. I mean, they had probably
Terrible
not talked in
chemistry.
7 years, like they said, like the time gap. So I'd assume that's how long they'd not talked.
Terrible.
I just feel like they didn't because brothers are
Brothers
mean.
gotta
To,
hug.
brothers are mean to each
Brothers
other.
got a hug.
Well, before they hug, they're mean, right? Don't you agree? Brothers are mean, and I don't mean that in a hateful way. I mean it in a loving way. And that's the thing you get with brothers. You can always tell when there's brothers on screen because they dig at each other, and there's that certain sort of underlying
And they almost just felt
tension.
bad for each other.
And
It was
they're
weird.
ready for it, and they play off of it. And then ultimately there's a hug.
Yeah.
Brothers got a hug, right? Yeah. I did not get that with these guys.
No, much better brothers dynamic in Face Off, Castor and Pollux Troy,
Yeah.
Or Bad Boys.
or Bad Boys.
Can we talk about
I mean,
that
they're
real
essentially
quick?
brothers.
Little sidebar.
Mhm.
Names.
Do you want a hot pocket?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, here you go.
Just names.
Chicken Alfredo.
Continue.
This is a chicken Alfredo. Are we gonna blast with anything, Brian?
Yeah, I wanted to give you a whole flavor. I
Hey,
wanted
yeah, give me a whole flavor.
I think that
Yeah,
gets.
appreciate it.
Could you ranch blast that?
Chicken Alfredo, let's blast it with Parmesan.
I want
Go.
to. Oh, Parmesan and ranch, right?
Parmesan and
with
ranch.
the dippable ranch. That
They've
comes
got
on
a
the
flavor
side.
called Parmesan Ranch
Mhm.
at Hot Pocket.
Nice. Go.
Only Enrique could come up with that.
So these are names
Yeah.
of characters of Nick Cage. Okay, we're gonna start with Memphis Reigns. Okay,
Yeah.
from
Can't
Gone in
wait to
60
hear
Seconds.
these names.
We have a few more that are high mentions. Cameron Poe from Con Air.
Mm-hmm.
We have Castor Troy.
Wait,
from,
say the name and we'll say the movie. Castor
yeah,
Troy.
okay. Cameron Poe.
You already said that one.
Okay, Con Air. Castor Troy.
Face Off, right?
Okay.
Great name, by the way. Castor Troy.
I know.
Name a better name.
It just sounds like
We have a couple more you may not know, but
these.
these are great,
Okay.
and I remember these. Rick Santoro.
Don't say it.
Rick Santoro.
Shit, Rick Santoro.
Didn't he run?
We
for
were talking
Congress?
about this film a few times already. tonight.
National Treasure?
No,
Oh.
that was Gates.
Oh, that's right.
That's also a good one, though.
I don't know Rick Santoro.
From Snake Eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Edward Mollis. Edward
don't know that one
Mollis
Oh, jeez.
from Wicker Man.
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
Wow,
These are
okay.
such obscure names. I just
What
remember.
about
him having-
High? What about High from Raising
High?
Arizona?
Oh,
High.
yeah, High. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, just
Those are good
strange
names.
ass names.
Very
man.
strange names.
But Memphis Reigns, come on.
mozzarella and marinara. Another meatless
Classic
Hot
combo.
Pocket. Another meatless.
A lot of meatless.
Ben, you talked about this a little bit. I think earlier. The cops. How could the cops lose? How could these cops lose? They're literally watching the criminals plan the crime together with the board, the chalkboard of cars. Like they're literally watching it.
1 through 50. They were going in order.
They had the most premium intel cops could ever hope to have. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
That somehow the cops just that bothered me. That they just because Olymphant was a bad cop. He was just not convincing. But Leroy, he's a good cop.
Mhm.
It just bothered me that he was like smart but also so stupid. Does that make sense?
Was he stupid?
Timothy Oliphant really
Yes, he was
drove the
stupid.
stupid into him as well. Like
well,
just
yeah,
being around
Oliphant
him made
was
him more
extra
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
What did he do stupid?
he was watching the criminals plan the crime.
Yep.
With all of the evidence he would ever need to convict all of them and put them in jail for years. And he went. Here's the other thing he did. They went from like kind of car to car trying to like chase down, during the robbery of the 50 car. Why don't you try and find where they're bringing all the cars?
All right. So during the scout night,
because
they were watching
because they
them.
keep missing them by 1 second,
and then
we
we
just missed him. We just missed him.
Clearly they're going somewhere.
At any point during the scout nights, they literally saw them. They could have just followed them back.
Yeah,
to
where are the cars going?
Yeah,
like then you've
or
got
where are
them
they
all.
going?
It was not good police.
Yeah,
work.
you're right. Or
maybe they didn't know where the cars were going to end up going. They just knew what they were, where they were, and where they were planning. Which they did know. So they didn't know where the cars were going to go yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But they knew where they were at all times. So
it was terrible police work.
Yeah.
Okay, beef enchilada. I'm going to talk about Cage feeling up Eleanor. Remember when he's just kind of
yeah.
This is
he's kind of talking to her a little
he's
bit.
kind of talking to her a little bit.
Perfect scene.
Caressing. Maybe a little uncomfortable, but in a good way.
No, I was very comfortable.
Brian was comfortable. There was no kissing.
I was very comfortable.
Just feeling.
It was just touching
the tailpipe or something.
And touching's good. So I looked into Ben's eyes and I was like, I can say this.
Touching is good. It could be on a T-shirt that Brian might wear.
Touching's good.
Touching's good. Brian,
not in all cases.
Chicken and mushroom.
Yeah, let's go chicken mushroom.
I think is it a shiitake?
I hope so.
Shiitake.
It's going to be more expensive, but yeah.
Portobello.
We had a shiitake
Portobello.
budget.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more expensive.
And we're gonna talk. I want to talk about that heroin car that was stolen. Remember we talked kind of about raising the stakes.
Yeah,
right?
randomly
that was like
up,
a really bad example of like trying to raise the stakes in a really stupid way. So this guy,
Yes.
I don't remember his name. He was kind of the wild card.
He was one of them. Yeah,
goes and steals this Cadillac, Eldorado.
Yep.
That's like full of heroin. And it's like, it brings all this unnecessary tension into the scene. And then the cop comes right when Leroy comes, right when they steal the car.
It's kind of fake stakes.
It's just, it's fake stakes.
Yeah.
Fake stakes.
Great.
Fake
steaks.
Yeah, really good,
That's
Brian. Really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's just stop talking about that now.
Yeah, no kidding. Fake steaks. This is great.
It
nailed
was,
that.
yeah.
Unlike Hot Pockets, who have real steak.
Hot Pocket, real steak.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Chicken teriyaki. No.
Oh.
Thank you.
My bad.
It's okay.
didn't
You got
get the
there.
hint.
We got there.
Yeah.
We got there. I want to talk Lowrider, and we have to talk about Cage.
Oh, the meme?
Oh.
Okay, let's ride.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like,
Let's ride.
Yeah.
okay, let's ride. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
Lowrider plays.
That's the most
right.
memeable thing
He
on
has
the
to
planet.
hear it for 10 seconds,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he's
It's like
okay,
it's
let's
the
ride.
heist
Yes.
kickoff.
That's a good. I love that.
Peak Cage.
I love it. I love that delivery.
Yeah.
Cage.
Yep. Peak Cage. It's something he would have said in The Rock.
I like how it. I don't know. They didn't listen to the song. They only listened to 2 lines of that song. It was Low Rider and then Flying High. So it was a nice little, foreshadow to him riding low and then flying high in the car. In the next.
Ooh, look at you.
Well, it's
Dig
great.
that
I loved it. I
deep.
thought it was great. So
That symbology.
I know it's kind of nice. I had to find a reason for that meme. That's so I see it all the time. People showing that GIF and like
That's right.
so good.
I want to give one other example of stakes being raised when they should not have been. And the sriracha chicken. The dog eating the keys.
Unnecessary.
Didn't need it.
Didn't
Total fluff.
service the plot.
Dog eats the keys to the Mercedes, and then there's like this random kind of like gang that rolls up.
Yeah, but it got my boy Michael Pena in there. You can appreciate that.
I guess. Anyway, that was just bad. Chicken club. So you got bacon in a club. What else is in the club? Tomato.
And it's going to be on a sourdough crust with a little bit of sourdough crust. You heard about that Hot Pocket sourdough crust?
Enrique, he doesn't mess with the club. He's like, it's kind of Greg's realm.
It takes too much time. Enrique's in and out. A sourdough crust, Greg's
He's like,
got to
Greg,
babysit
just put a little
it.
salt and pepper on it, Greg, and just let's call it a day.
Yeah.
That's all kind of Greg is trusted with.
Mhm.
Salt and pepper. And
That's a
ranch.
W-2 employee's kind of.
Yeah. Greg. Yeah.
Here's just a line of dialogue from Mr. Cage. I had a girl once. She was great.
Oh, he did say that. What was that about? Why did he say that?
I don't know. It was weird.
It was
he was talking
great.
about. He goes, she was great. Yeah, I can't do the Cage
Was he
voice.
referring to?
And it was almost like, do you like it?
Do you like it?
Yeah, it was.
Do you like?
Do you like it? It was great.
You like it?
There it is.
Yeah. That's.
There
I haven't
it
heard that in
is.
a while. That's so good. I do like it.
Gosh, cheddar and broccoli. It's kind of a niche
Oh,
flavor.
that's a perfect combo.
We're going a lot of meatless tonight. A lot of Brian friendly.
Brian Friendly.
I partake.
Yeah. Here's a quote from this film. This snake is up my ass.
That's too visual.
Well,
yeah,
it's
there
a
was
direct
no. He was
verbatim
so
quote from this
focused on
film.
that snake, and meanwhile he's wrecking this car through and kicking cop cars off of ledges and then speeding away. Like there's a lot more bigger things going on than a ball python that's gonna.
Also, why is there
Yeah.
just a snake?
Is that fake steaks?
Well, there was a snake because the person that owned the car.
Fake steak snake.
Fake steak snake.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
I
fucking
asked the same
fake steak
question.
snake.
Why was there a snake in that car? And it was because
You're right. It's just wait, what was your reason?
I guess the person that owned the car was a green car and it had snake emblems on it, and the license plate read like snakes something or other.
What mad lad keeps a snake in their car?
Also,
Who ever kept a snake in their car? Ever?
also, why do you
I bet
want
Jake
to
the
steal
Snake
that?
Roberts did.
One
Yeah.
guy. There's one guy ever.
Yep.
Whose
Yeah.
name had a snake in the name.
And then why do you want to steal that one? Like, you know,
Damn.
Souped up
Yeah.
Hummer.
like,
Weird.
I mean, it's
it
got
in-
snakes all over. It's
so customized.
It's so customized.
I don't
You're
care
gonna recognize
how
it
many
anywhere.
snakes are on a car. If I open the door and there's actually a snake on purpose in the car,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a movie, apparently, because that does not happen in real life, and it's stupid. It's fake snake steaks.
Fake
Fake
snake
steaks. Nice.
All right, I'm going to finish on a chicken cordon bleu.
Mm-hmm.
Is that French?
BLEU, bitch.
Is that French?
Gotta be.
Chicken jockey.
Cordon bleu?
Chicken
Bleh.
Bleh.
cordon bleu.
I want to talk about the final getaway chase sequence. And Brian, you already brought up, I think, the jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, even for a movie from the year 2000, meh.
It's
mid. It was
Still,
mid.
it
The kids
still
would say
works
it's mid.
for me.
It works for you.
I mean, it
But
worked for me in the
doesn't not
moment.
work. It doesn't not work.
Yeah, it doesn't not
doesn't
work.
work at all.
It doesn't
The
work at
setup-
all?
The setup for there being a full
Oh,
lane.
you're talking about just the jump.
Yeah, sorry.
ju-
Oh,
No,
the
the-
logistics
The
of it?
jump
Oh,
doesn't work.
What were we talking about?
I was talking about the whole sequence.
Just the sequence of the
oh.
car speeding up that lane,
Sure.
going off the ramp, and like
Well, that's what I'm talking
believability.
about.
Yeah.
The believability of this car
that
going.
was really stupid.
Yeah, that was. No, I didn't buy a single
even for
frame
it
one
of
looks
that.
second.
less ridiculous than I recall a bunch of people talking about over the last 20 years.
I bought the bus jump in speed over this, and that's saying a lot.
I
because
guess
that's the fakest
I had
jump
to
I've
look
ever
it up
seen.
because I was like, oh, that looks kind of funky in the air, but like the actual pump off the ramp was all real. And then they shot it from like, I guess 15 different angles so they could get it. And so that was all real. And then the air was all fake. And then the land was real.
See, I don't care. So I think we're talking about slightly two different things. You're talking about the how it was produced, which I can respect that. I just think that if you think about what's happening here,
I mean, if you think about what's happening in
That
this
car-
entire film,
no, I just
I mean, come on.
I mentioned the three times where I think this movie went absurd, and I really don't think the movie went absurd as often as it could have. I think it could have gone Fast and Furious, not the first one, but the rest of them. But if you really think about a car dropping, 50 feet straight down, like obviously it's moving forward, but if take away the forward momentum, it's the same thing. Put a car 50 feet in the air, drop it onto concrete. What's going to happen? That fucking car's never driving again. There's not even a chance. Like everyone in it's dead. The whole car is trashed. Why even do that? We all know how physics works. We all know how gravity works. Why send a car 50 feet in the air and slam
I think
it
that's
down
a
the
classic
concrete?
2000
I can't buy that. I
film.
just
think,
can't
yeah.
buy it.
It was more
Didn't work.
believable than I mean, obviously it's not believable, but I think it was less ridiculous and insane as people described it over the
It
last
looked
20 years.
fine. It looked fine.
Yeah.
It looked fine. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Any more Hot Pockets, gentlemen? I have more flavors.
Oh, you have more flavors? Let me see.
No.
Do you guys want to take a guess on how many cars were destroyed in this film?
How many cars were destroyed? You want to make this a vegetarian Mexican
This is-
fiesta?
Yeah, absolutely. How many
Okay.
cars you got?
Oh gosh.
76.
Oh, I was gonna say like
You got
24.
76. You got 120 plus.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Lord.
You want to know how many Eleanors they
That
made
budget.
to destroy?
Six.
no.
How many Eleanors specifically? Because they did a lot of kit cars in this movie
Sure.
to make
Yeah,
up
yeah,
for
which, yeah, a lot
kit cars
cheaper.
to describe our
Yeah.
just basic.
Looks like the original. but
it looks like the original on the outside, but the
Not-
inside is just like a Buick with a V8.
Right.
Yeah.
But Eleanors, they destroyed right around a half dozen.
I said 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said
So-
6. I guessed right.
Yeah. They had one beauty shot for a lot of that stuff and then another, beat up.
Nice. Good.
And
good.
then
Good
3 or
recon.
4 on the jumps.
Yep. Closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it holds up better than I thought it would. And I gotta say, I mean, you don't have to be a car person to love this movie because there's
absolutely
more
not.
going on
Yeah.
than
But it
just
helps.
the cars.
It
It
helps.
helps.
It does. Yeah.
It helps. But I think that you can enjoy it just from a pure cat and mouse perspective. It's a good cat and mouse. It's a serviceable cat and mouse film. If you like cat and mouse.
Yeah, wildly enjoyable. I think it's very rewatchable. It's very fun, quirky. The plot is, very, you can follow it very easily. I don't think it's for specific audience. I think it's very wide audience. Acting's rough, but I think it's, it's a good time. It's fun. So I wouldn't not recommend people to go see this or, stream it or whatever. But
You staying at 51? You good at a 51?
I feel fine at a 51 still, with more of a critical eye. I am very disappointed I'm still at that because I would love to be in the 70s like I was imagining in my brain, but it fell flat on a lot of spots.
That's very respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun, stupid, spoon-fed. I feel like, if you like cars, you're going to like this movie more.
Probably.
I did. I liked it for the cars.
There's a lot of
more.
car talk in the movie.
A lot of car talk.
A lot of car talk.
Some of it's silly, but honestly, I was just kind of coming into this. I'd seen this movie maybe like 2 times before, probably, and I was expecting it to just not hold up very well and just be stupid and campy, and it was just better than I thought it was going to be. And it was not great, but it was still pretty good. If you're just looking for car chases and a heist movie and Nicolas Cage at kind of peak Cage, yeah, give it a shot. It's not bad. Not good, not bad.
Not great, not terrible.
We're on the social media.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we sure are.
Mm-hmm.
criticalmasspodcast.com. Go there. That's your hub.
Mm-hmm.
For everything.
Hub for
Over
everything.
your entire life.
If you go to
Base your whole life
If
on
you go to
Critical Mass stuff.
criticalmasspodcast.com, you can get to the entire internet just by clicking links from there to other places.
Amazing.
I mean, come on.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Who wouldn't go to that internet, to that webpage?
So we're going to do another episode number 59.
Wow.
Holy shit. 59 episodes.
We're one closer to our top 100 part 2.
Man. And we're so thankful for our listener.
Mm-hmm.
They really come through every week.
They've been with us for 2 years now, right?
It's wild.
This one listener,
2+ years.
2+ years.
Amazing. And we're going to deliver another banger.
What do we got?
Guys, we're going to do You Got Served.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. I've never seen it.
Let's
I don't know.
go.
I've never
Never
seen that
seen
one.
it.
I don't think I've seen it.
Omarion, Marcus Houston, Lil Kim, Steve Harvey.
Oh my god.
Steve Harvey is
What is
making
this cast?
his Critical Mess debut.
Holy shit.
We
Did they hear
love-
Lil Kim in there?
Lil Kim's in there, but more importantly, Steve Harvey's in there.
Oh my god.
Host of the Family Feud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve Harvey's
That
great.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
That Steve
Hey,
Harvey.
hot take, he's my favorite Family Feud host.
He's my favorite.
Ooh, well,
Yeah.
Game
Sorry,
show
I'm
host?
just going to say it. I said Family
Oh,
Feud.
wow. So episode,
Maybe game show?
I mean,
No.
Oh,
I don't know.
Stop
Bob
it.
Barker.
You're
he's
no.
good.
Bob
you're-
Barker is
Now
you're talking
good.
Bob
crazy.
Barker's pretty high up there for me.
Bob
but
Barker.
Oh, guys.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey's the funniest.
Steve Harvey's pretty good. Let's
Yeah.
just leave it
Very,
at that.
very,
He's
very, very
pretty
funny.
good. And he's going to be in this next film we talk about, episode 59. You Got Served. You're going to get served by Critical Mass
Mm-hmm.
on episode 59.
Well put.
And we'll see you. And we love you.
Later.
See ya.